Welcome on in, everyone. We are here, we are gathered, we are together, but we gonna have a difference of opinion on some of these folks, okay? We are here on time every Sunday for Married at First Sight, Seattle season 20, and there's a whole lot of bull going on, and a whole lot of, how can I say, companionship. Talks about self pleasure, talks about I apologize if I offended you. There's a whole lot of that going on, and we are here to dissect it, including that wifely duties debacle and section. We're gonna dissect that, but the members, or we got into it last night. If you are not a member, you missed a live. It was spicy, it was everything we needed to be, and we were able to speak raw about everything. But the panel is here. How are you today, Ari?
It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday before a Monday, before we have to go all back to work. I mean, Trey's technically kind of working right now, so maybe it's like on the downtime, but still, I mean,
Okay.
for us regular folks like me and LC, we got work tomorrow. So
I got to go into work tomorrow. Trey, how are you? You working?
Baby, I like you raw. Baby, I like you raw. Listen, we here to talk. Let's get to it. I'm glad to see everybody. Let's go.
That's how it was in the membership last night, y'all. Sam, don't be telling them all our business and we role playing in the membership. Don't be telling all our business, girl. Okay? Easton, how are you? It's glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. I took a little week off, but I still was listening. And coming back this time around, I feel a little vindicated. We see a little bit more. I'm not. Sometimes my selections and suggestions on how the season will turn out. It might not happen in the moment, but it'll happen somewhere down the road. The first batch through the fifth batch, it'll happen sometime. So I'm glad to be back. I'm hoping everybody who's listening is doing well, and as well as amazing panel. Can't wait for the discussion today.
Easton said, "Wait for it. It's gonna get here."
It's gonna get here.
Now, Easton, who you want to start with?
Let's leave the heat towards the end. Let's start with somebody. Let's start with Cameron and his missus.
Everybody got heat, so that's why I was asking you. I got heat for Michelle this week. Michelle this week wants to act like she's Miss Perfect. She and Cameron are the perfect couple. Cameron been checking this girl, and Michelle, don't think I didn't see that while you were apologizing to Mecca for getting on his case after Belle Jolie told you not too much of my husband, you tried to say it was the alcohol, Floyd. Ma'am, there was no alcohol at the group sessions. So stop lying to our face. And what else are you lying to Cameron about behind stage? Okay? Mm-hmm. Kick us off, Easton, since this is the couple you just chose.
This week's batch of episodes really shows how, even in the midst of us thinking that there's like a really like front running couple, they all have flaws, incredible flaws. And I'll start with Michelle because I don't think this is separate outside of the relationship with her and Cameron, but I think her microaggressions popped out when she was talking about Mecca and Belle Jolie with the performative stunt. I'm not saying it's something that's based off of the racial kind of component, but definitely a microaggression popped out because honestly, even with Paul Brunson, I didn't like how he was coming at them because I think that they're very much like, this is a Black American couple. Like they fly, they do their thing. They're a little young. They do like, I don't think that there was anything performative about them. Like they both said that. There. Yeah, but regardless, I wasn't fooled with Paul Brunson, and I sure didn't like the comments that Michelle made because I think that it came from a point of microaggressions. Now, Cameron, you doing a little too much. I don't like how you trying to be the papa of the show and trying to be the I got it together, brother. Because truth be told, you over here trying to hold things together so you don't mess up this payday. And I ain't mad at you for that. You stay as long as you can and you do as much as you can. He said, I'm going to leave my season. Once the season's done, I'm going to come back. He said, look, I ain't staying in my little apartment when I got me a architect a mathematician, a pianist. He said, I got everything I need and more with you, Michelle. So I'm gonna come back and get done with this little Elite Eight, Sweet 16, and I'm gonna come home to you. But overall, they just kind of normal. I'm waiting to see a little bit more drama from them, but I hope that they have a good, fruitful relationship. But I didn't care for Michelle too much in that component right there.
I think Cameron felt like he came up short. Did y'all peep that Cameron said, "Oh, I gotta stay on my A game with her"? He gonna get tired of that. He gonna get tired of having to be on his A game, or that he's painting stick figures while she's doing whole landscapes. Trey, what did you think about Cameron and Michelle?
Well, I agree mostly with Ethan. Cameron is definitely trying to secure his prize in this situation. And the funny thing is, and it's not that funny, Michelle is letting him because that's exactly what she wants as well. So as long as they're on the same page with it, who am I to argue about it? Do I see some potholes in their future? Perhaps. Yes, because it does seem like Michelle is going to have to bend some. Yeah, it's going to be some bending. But her only saving grace, at least what she's hearing from Cameron, he's willing to bend and make sacrifices if he got to move towards her as well. So there's somewhat of a balance out there. At least they seem to be both willing to, okay, well, however we do this, we got to make this work. And that is good. That is good. I have to give him that. Michelle, yeah. She's turning to exactly who I thought she was, which is not bad, but there's some, as Easton, put it, microaggressions. And you're going to have to get used to that, Cameron. Because right now it's not pointed towards you. What happens when it is pointed towards you? How you're going to handle that is my question. I do find it interesting, though, that whenever she does do her little microaggressions, especially towards the other cast members, Cameron he's doing it very softly, but he's softly checking her. Like, hey, who's doing a lot there? Hey, or like this week, I think he told her you probably should apologize to Mecca because that was a bit much last week, and I know he felt some type of way. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think you want that smoke for Belle because she's looking for you. Yeah, she's looking for you, okay? And because if you notice, she immediately, Mecca started it, but she immediately went into the apologize. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And she was, I'll be honest with you, I saw her, maybe I'm tripping, but I saw her looking more at Belle as she was talking, not towards Mecca. I said, yeah. So there was conversations that was had, most definitely behind the scenes between them. That baby girl, you're doing too much. That was a lot.
Belle definitely protecting her husband. Not too much of my husband. And she probably did tell Michelle, or Michelle felt the ice. Michelle probably felt the ice coming from Belle, because Belle isn't quiet about that. Ari, what are your thoughts on these two? Is Michelle going to be throwing her eggs pretty soon?
Um, hmm. That depends, maybe. Well, I don't necessarily think she was wrong about the performative bit. We talked about it yesterday, so I'm not going to get too much into this today. I'm going to get on her though, because she does have issues, or the collective has issues, I should say, not just her. Um, I personally don't. I think that she brought up the whole "I want my spouse to make 150K" thing up, and that was clearly something that she wanted. Just like Nikki said, what her range was at the beginning of the season. Um, my only thing is I'm not sure if it's going to be an issue later on down the road, or if she's not gonna have an issue with it based off what we're seeing right now, because he's completely smitten. So I'm kind of on the fence about that part. I guess it really is just dependent on Cameron and how comfortable he still is with making less than her, or if he's going to be wanting to aspire to getting or making more money and making as much, like at least that 150K that she wants. So I guess it's just dependent on that, on him, because she seems pretty smitten at the, like I said, smitten with him. So I'm not sure if she's gonna budge or not about it or make a big stink about it. So we'll see, because they seem happy and gung ho about it right now. With the whole kids thing, again, he seemed like he really wasn't in a hurry to have kids, like at least 2 years worth of having kids. And as we heard from her, they will need at least a year, but as soon as that year's up, she's like, let's get going. So I'm not sold that, hey, Phil,
Don't make me waste a year.
Right. Like, I'm not sold that she's going to be willing to wait for him on that. So that's probably going to be the defining factor, is the whole kids thing. Maybe not the, oh, hey, Sean, not Sean on the show, Sean, Deacon Sean's in the chat.
We can blame Sean for the show, Sean. We can.
Damn, like he's not catching her straight, not even in here. Like, geez.
I don't care who named Sean, they're gonna get it.
Like, hey, that's all it said, Sean. That's not me. I didn't say it. Dang on that. All I said was hi. Anyways, back to Michelle and Cameron. Now you're changing his name. Anyways, let me get.
What enthused me about Cameron is he used to be a high school basketball coach. He could do that. I mean, it's not the most glamorous or high-paying job, but he has done that. And when they have kids, that would certainly be, a good thing for their schedule and for stability in staying put in one place.
Right. Sophie, I think she's either 34 or 35. She's about that age. I
had to change it. I had her in her 20s.
She's not past 35 as far as I know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just, that's probably the big stickler, is the whole kids thing. Really. So I think that's really all I have.
Yeah, he can't help her pay for the freezing of the eggs. We know that is not in his budget. He can't help with that. And for me, I'm wondering how that's going to show up. I'm wondering how that's going to show up if you can't even pay for my eggs to be thawed and input. Okay,
look,
I don't know how we're going to respect him.
Care of. Look, she already took care of that. She's just ready.
Yeah.
You gotta pay it to de-thaw it.
Now I'm gonna see what we got. I'm gonna see what we got laying already. What we got left what kind of materials we got hanging around. And then if that don't work, then we go into the reserve. That's what you got to do. You can't just go into the reserve before you even see what materials are left on the ground.
I'm telling you right now, the way she set her life up, I think this scenario was her last kind of, I don't want to say ditch effort, but this is the last effort to find a husband type deal. After this, she's just going to go and have this baby by herself.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that.
That was already on the counter. So because that's on the counter, all of that's taken care of. The only thing here now is I know what you're trying to say. What I'm saying is the way she's talking, her mindset, she is already probably got in her head she's gonna take the brunt of that. She's fine with it. That's how it's coming off.
Yeah.
She probably already got her sperm donor picked.
Right.
Him.
Maybe.
Him.
Yeah.
No.
She
If
said,
it's not him, it could be somebody else.
Yeah, if the
Yes,
eggs
if it's
aren't
not him,
cracked,
yes.
it's not.
But right now,
it's gonna be somebody else. So
It's Cameron. It's
but
Cameron.
right
But
now, yeah,
It's
right
Cameron.
now it's Cameron. It is. Yeah, she want. Soon as she saw him, I want that genetic material. Yes.
she said,
mm,
"My baby." She said, "My baby at least gonna be 6 foot."
yeah, right. Yeah.
She said, "At
At
least
Yeah.
be
least.
6 foot."
But
And
as Phil said, I don't think they're having deeper conversations than the other couples, but I don't think they're having deep conversations.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's
I don't
not.
think they. I don't think they need to. You know what? Let me stop. I think they feel like they don't need to.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they're the best couple out of the bunch. They
Yeah.
like shoes. We leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. Cameron over here interjecting in everybody's relationship. Like,
mean,
like
That's
Yeah.
after he got the cookie. Y'all realize that, right?
Of course.
After Cameron got between the sheets, and now all of a sudden at this dinner, he the loudest one in the bunch.
someone
But that
put a
goes for
battery
her
in his
too.
back.
That goes for her too. It was after she got the deed, then her microaggressions started coming out, and everybody else. So, 6-7.
Right, has so much advice for the other couples, and he's never been in a relationship.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
that's right. That's what she needs to be
Crazy
concerned
work.
about, because at the end of the day, she still hasn't answered that question. As far as I know, from when on the honeymoon, she asked him, "Well, since you're just commitment for, how did you get from not being in a relationship past 6 months to jumping into a literal marriage?" She still hasn't answered that. As far as I know, I still want to know how that
He
happened.
answered it. It just wasn't an answer that I don't think it was like, but he answered it.
What? How did he answer it though? All he said was like, "I don't see me leaving because I like you a lot." That doesn't tell me how he got from point A to point B.
He sounded like Felipe. If I like
was-
you enough, I'll stay.
Yeah. It was a combination of he did want more. He wanted a wife there, and plus I think Elsie pointed this out, he felt like his family or his mom pushed this idea onto him as well.
Right.
So that's why he came here. So it was an answer. We just don't know if you like the answer or not. But he gave an answer.
And
Either
Cam,
way, go ahead.
and Cam is in a small town, so I think he in his mind, he's probably like exhausted all of his options, and he's a coach, so he's looking at it from a prestige thing. Like, I think that we also got to take in the point that being a coach, like some of the blockers in his career might be because he's not married, like that, especially
that. But he also said no woman has ever spoken so highly of him.
Yes, that was key. I don't think Cam has exhausted his options. He's two things. He doesn't like the options that are around his area, number one. And number two, he's already been through them options. And then he still didn't like what he saw.
He didn't like what he had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he liked what he had. And he's like, okay, well, if I do this show, I can get specifically what I want. Or at least like I can make these suggestions. Now, granted, she's an amazing woman. She has microaggressions. Outside of that, I don't have too many issues for Michelle, but she's already planned her life, and she's willing to probably raise that child up with the roommate too. So Cameron, lock it down, so we can get you to the Pac-12. Because if not, you're gonna be
packing up 12 times.
The funny thing is, as of right now, unless I see something catastrophic, I'm actually not too worried about them.
Me neither.
I'm actually not that worried about them.
Hey, we know he likes her because y'all know, y'all gentlemen, if y'all had got to drive all night just to get home that night, you like the woman. You really like her.
He likes her, she likes him.
To be quite honest, I think I said this last night or Friday night. I forgot about them, to be quite honest, because they really gotten much going on. So
she pissed me off, so I didn't forget about her.
Well, and they are getting the crazy great edit that they're getting. It's obvious they're getting the darling. Ooh, this is the couple to root for edit. You know, I'm like,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
Because
Well,
my
I'm not-
concern is he's 37, and he's talking about the first girl he kissed on the bed in his room was named
Was
Michelle.
Michelle,
Trey
right.
Easton, do y'all remember the name of the woman y'all first kissed?
I'm
yes.
I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm not gonna
I
say
so wrong. Yeah, I ain't telling
I
that.
ain't
Well,
gonna share that with my current.
yeah, I wouldn't tell it either. But it was interesting. I think the only reason why he did it was because it was a Michelle. So he thought he was cooking with that.
Right.
He thought he was cooking.
So, and you're not cooking, because then which Michelle you talking about when you say
Me or
Michelle?
her? Me or
Well,
her?
well, she asked that, but then he cleaned it up. Obviously, it's the one I'm marrying. Oh, okay. She was good to go.
Well,
Okay, this
men
one.
lie. Make it lie. So
Hold on. Too many roommates on this season for my liking, including Michelle. Let me list something for y'all. Seattle. Seattle's expensive.
Tier 1.
Seattle? Is San Francisco expensive? Is New York expensive? Is LA adjacent expensive? Seattle's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so while we don't like the whole roommate situation, those who don't have a roommate, I'm looking at them a little bit sideways that you can afford to have 3 times the rent on a monthly basis in Seattle.
Mm.
Yeah, even though Adam has a shack on the side of the lake, it
He
is
still owns it.
expensive.
He still owns
Right.
it.
it's a run down house, but it's like houses on the lake are expensive. Even
He
out
still
here
owns
in
it.
Austin, even out here in Austin on Lake Travis, those things are expensive.
Expensive.
Even here in Austin. So, like, that's
We understand you getting married, you should not have a roommate. We understand, right? Michelle owns her home, it's in the suburb. Again, it is
Yeah.
expensive.
And that's your opinion. You know, hey, if you require, I do get why. I I do get why that's a thing for some people, especially for women. This usually what women kind of get on about. Oh no, he got to be living by himself. You don't really see to be. We don't really. If she got a roommate, I mean, okay. How old are you? Past a certain age, it's like, okay, hold on.
As long as you're not lazy, we can make it work.
That's that part. That part. Like, for me, anything past 37, I'm like, all right, you still got a roommate? Okay. But when I was younger, it is what it is.
Sean
Now
said,
because
Sean said
we
no
have
roommates.
because we have 2 Seans, you gotta say Sean
Yeah.
in the show or Sean in the chat. The Sean in the show is renting.
Yeah.
Yes, no roommates at this grown age. We understand. They're 30
I
something,
get it.
but she's
I
got a roommate. That's to me, that's okay. That's fine. Hey, she ain't financially irresponsible, and it's a roommate
Yeah.
that you ain't got to question
She said-
whether it's her roommate or just her roommate or more than the roommate.
right.
She said somebody
Okay.
gonna pay this mortgage. Somebody gonna pay this mortgage. Wow.
These days
Yeah,
in this
she owned that
I'm
spot.
sorry, in these days in this economy, it's either a roommate or they're living with their parents
Mm-hmm. Or the sublet. Like,
or
nah.
subletting.
Mhm.
So I'm not making excuses for them, but it's expensive in Seattle. Very
And the
expensive.
way the economy looking right now, I mean, yo.
It's expensive.
I mean,
But okay. I mean, we will watch and suss out the roommates too. Okay? Not give me my mama for 200, Alex.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
honestly,
Right, and she paying for frozen eggs.
right,
And she paying for the frozen eggs.
Yeah.
She gonna need that
Yeah.
roommate.
right.
I understand it's 2026. You got questions. We all got questions. Okay? Because even with a roommate of the Rainbow Coalition, you got to figure out, has he ever dipped in the lady pond, and is she the one that he dipped with?
Yeah.
If he has, you still got to ask some questions. We're not giving her free reign because of her roommate.
Right.
I have to give her some credit. I'm not gonna lie. That painting was incredible. I was impressed when I saw the painting. I was like, wow, you actually painted that? That
And that's
was
what she
incredible.
wants, Trey, for you to be wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was impressed. I was like, wow, that's talent. That's beautiful.
Well, you know
Wow.
what? She won't be spending your money, at the charity gala with the paintings at the Met. She won't be spending your money there. She'll just be creating it herself.
Yeah. I think they're gonna be fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
considering all
It
the
could be.
home and renting situations, I mean, everybody doing better than what we say about David last year. We were showing up on David.
Oh yeah, we was on David a lot for Chicago, and he was living in the parents' basement. That's why I said, do you want roommates or do you want the parents? Okay.
And look
So
where he at.
I think we've exhausted this couple.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, let's go Devin and Caitlin. This week, Devin is finding out the hard way from me that one week you're in and next week you're out. Devin, I'm gonna need you to cool your horses. Devin, I'm gonna need you to back all the way up. You in the same spot as everybody else, and you telling Courtney or trying to tell Courtney on her birthday at her birthday party how she needs to behave. I need you to chill. This ain't the time or place. Not the time or place. And you want undevoted loyalty from Caitlin, who can't even stay in the house long enough for you to wake up. I'm gonna need you to check it. And you have to be aware that you arguing with her at the door. Okay? You arguing with her at the door is not a good look. And blocking kind of like the door. Phil, I'm gonna need you to check your IG in a minute. It's not a good look. Devin, I'm gonna need you to pump the brakes. Caitlin, I'm glad you said what you said about you have dealt with substance abuse, partners in the past. But girl, you don't even want to deal with Devin, and Devin is doing a whole lot. Where I want to see reciprocation. When is she gonna plan an outing for them? Okay. Trey, want to start this one off?
I know why you can't be. Because I ain't gonna lie. Maybe my messiness is coming out this week. I was with Devin. Now, it's time to speak up for yourself, because enough is enough. How long I gotta deal with this mess? Why do I have to sit here and put up with this? Y'all stuck me with a brick wall, and I'm still trying to get some type of emotions, reciprocation, whatever you want to call it, from her. And I'm getting nothing. But to her, she's doing everything. How is that possible? The only one I see actually putting in the work to try and build something with his partner in this is Devin. That's it. He's doing all the heavy lifting here. Now, that whole argument with Courtney at the dinner, I understand why. I do. I'm not mad that he wanted to say something to Courtney, because honestly, something should have been said by somebody, because Courtney was wilding on her own husband at that party. Something had to be said. But the way it kept going, I was like, Devin, you might need to just pull back and be like, you know what? Do what you do and get up out of there. Because the moment Courtney yelled out, hey, come and get your man, I said, whoa.
Your boy.
I said, yeah, come get your boy. I was like, whoa, okay. And then what did Katie do? First, she tried to placate, be like, oh, you know what? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what side to take. The fact that she said it like that, I don't know what side to take. I said, really? Interesting. You got no help there. She's not a helpmate. She's not a defender. You could be on fire. She won't piss on you. Take heed. Okay? Now, I might agree with you. The argument at the house, I see what you're saying, Elsie. I see what you're saying. It was all soft stuff, drunk at that party, whatever. They took it home. I can understand the framework, how it could look. Do I think anything malicious was going on in there? The only time he's like, okay, was when he was trying to come up and try to give her a hug. I was like, bro, all right, back up. Okay, you got to know when to disengage as well. Like, I understand you're trying to smooth things over, at least talk to her, or, try to get some understanding out of this, but you also got to know when to disengage and back up out of there. But besides that, when they got that dinner and there was like, enough is enough, I'm telling my truth, I was with it. Because it was all facts. It was all facts.
The
And
hug
the
would
only
have been
thing,
as the most action he got the whole time.
and what killed me was before that dinner when he was talking, he was hanging out. He was hanging out with his friends, grilling out this and that third. He was talking to his homegirl. The homegirl had asked her, "Hey, what's going on with you? You seem off." So she can recognize that he's off. What's going on with you? Okay. He's telling her, he's like, "Yo, you know, I'm not feeling basically. I'm not feeling what's going on. I'm trying to build something with her, but she's not giving anything back. This is not what I signed up for. I don't know how much more I can keep going with this, basically." And she was like, "Ooh, I kind of see it." You know, look, like I was already seeing it, but now that you said it, I'm like, yeah. Meanwhile, Kate is over there faking the fuck in her own little mind with the rest of his friends, like, "Oh, everything is so great. He's just so wonderful. He's just so attentive. I've never had anything like this before," which is believable, judging by what she said about her own past relationships. "I've never had anything like this before. Oh my God, it's just so great." Huh. But it's in the box that she wants it to be. That's the problem.
She wants to keep
It's,
the box closed too.
yeah, it's giving a little delulu of the situation that you're actually in. It's a little
Mm.
delusional. So when he started speaking out about which you're supposed to do this at this dinner, speak about how you feel and be open, right? That's part of the premise of this. Now she's feeling all hurt. Oh my God. It was the same thing Nikki did last week's episode. You didn't defend me. Defend you from what? Something that you did? What you talking about? And he was only expressing how he felt in that moment and what has been happening. And like I said, it was all facts. It was all facts. So
She
I
just
had to
didn't
let
want to
that
be.
take.
She
Yeah,
didn't
she
want to
didn't want
be
to be
aired
called out.
out.
She
No,
didn't
she
want to be
didn't want to
called out.
be because everything's wonderful. Everything's fine.
How? And when she said, I'm like, how could you even think that, Kate?
But I trained him how I want him to be, and now y'all want to untrain him.
And that was when she said that last week. That was the problem. That
Adam
was a
said it
problem.
too. Adam said it at his wedding. He can train his wife. Why
It
can't
was a
Caitlin
problem when
train
he said.
Devin?
And he going through the same issue with his partner now. Because he had her trained up until the experts put some things in the head. Now she all like, he's like, "God dog it. I thought I was doing all right."
We putting too
Crazy
much
person.
smoke on Caitlyn, and we're not putting enough on Devin.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Easton.
listen,
Smoke him
go
out.
ahead,
See,
go
that's
ahead.
what I said last night after
We
the
not
live, and they
Hey,
didn't want to hear. So get
we
in them,
not
Easton, please.
we not putting enough smoke
go ahead.
on we're not putting enough smoke on Devin's name, because the problem with Devin and the frosted tips, I've had issues with him since week one, is the fact that we it's easy to like pile on insufferable women. Like, I get it, like us as a community and as fans, we really like to like bully the insufferable women because they're easy targets. But Devin is getting ran over. Like, bruh, have a little backbone. You gonna have to tell her, like, "Hey, this ain't it. This, I ain't supposed to deal with this." He keeps making these like soft threats, like, "I don't know if this is it. I'm going, I might have to go elsewhere." No, brother, you need to put your foot down and then stop trying to like overcompensate with "I see you" and using all the. He parroted back the verbiage and the words that she's using. Brother, get out of there. You dealing with somebody who is emotionally blocked, who's blocked off from you, and even the fact that like the funny thing is, I'm not gonna say he's dumb, because he's not dumb, but he's so unaware that he's not gonna put it the fact that that Caitlyn and Courtney were talking about him behind his back, and he got all the evidence right there. Because honestly, if that was me there, I'm like, "So Caitlyn, you told Courtney this?" And he gonna be like, he's not even aware of that. And that's the problem with him, is that he's trying to so hard to make it work. He has this vision of love that is so convoluted that it makes him just be a like a walking rag, basically like just a doormat, pretty much, for Caitlyn. And yes, Caitlyn is insufferable, and I'm like everybody else. I don't like people in general. But Devin, brother, for you to be a rugby player and to be so tough on the pitch, you not being tough in the bedroom, you over here going outside.
Oh, you telling him to take down the pillow fort?
Shoes got to.
But then he
Shoes.
would be called aggressive.
Thank you,
Exactly.
Phil.
I was about to say that. If you do what you're suggesting, put his foot down, it's going to look like what Elsa kind of was pointing out earlier. Boy, you're being a little too aggressive with her. Now, how does that look?
I think we've gotten enough. The crowd is aware enough and smart enough to know that, like, hey, it's the same thing with David and Michelle last year. The reason why they didn't go so hard on David was because Michelle was so insufferable. They were like, shoes. Well, she didn't even like him in the first place. They wouldn't mind Devin being like, hey, I'm not dealing with this no more, and I'm not being your emotional doormat if he actually did it. But he's not going to do it because he's so he had in his mind, he has to make this relationship work. He wants to make it work, and he's going to do whatever it takes, even if that means him stooping down and going outside in the end.
I disagree with that.
Go ahead, Phil.
Go
I
ahead.
think if he bucks up against Caitlyn, she gonna call her father, and then it's gonna really turn into a situation. Because I'm sorry, I miss everybody. How's everyone doing? I hope life's been treating you well. It's been a busy time. I just turned 41.
Woo-hoo!
Catching up on Married at First Sight.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. But one with Caitlyn, and I'm with Trey. Watch how you talk to me. The way she spoke to that man, whether he was under the influence or not, I would never let you lead me. Hold on, sis. I may be tipsy, but I'm not that tipsy. Two, like Easton said, she was running her mouth about him to Courtney, and he didn't catch that. But I think the problem that I have with Caitlyn is, why did you get married if you always want to be alone? Married at First Sight was not for you. I think you need a specific kind of marriage. And I think that's my issue with a lot of these couples is that everyone wants to be alone and they're not used to having somebody with them, but yet you signed up for Married at First Sight knowing that you got to spend 6 weeks with this person to see if you're going to make this marriage work. Then this experiment is not for you. He said the girl don't even tell him good morning. Hey, yo, you ain't telling me good morning. It's a wrap. It's just disrespectful and rude. Do I think that Devin was doing slightly too much at that birthday dinner with Courtney? Yes. I agree with Elle said. It did look intimidating, him standing in front of that door, though she wasn't intimidated because she was definitely with the mouth. But I think Caitlyn, she definitely is not ready for this type of experiment because you want to be alone. If you want to be alone then. Have a hookup buddy.
She wants a toy.
Have a man that you can meet with and go on vacation with and have a good time and then come back home and separate. Have a man that you can get with. Caitlyn and her negative friend, because I see somebody just mention her negative friend. Oh, I wasn't around my husband. My husband was fine. Yeah, you and your husband didn't get married at first sight. It's a difference. He's trying to get to know this person. And again, why was she chosen if she's not ready to be around her husband 100%?
She's there to be an influencer. She's there to promote her physical training stuff.
So, okay. But she looks so happy and excited to see those people that she's working out with. I think Devin wants that same excitement when he walks through that door.
Right.
So she's capable of doing it. She just doesn't want to do it in her relationship.
I think we got to start doing what the sisterhood normally does. I think we need to start saying like Corlin says, yeah, maybe she likes the other side. Let's start there. Because maybe she likes Courtney and her and Courtney can get together. Because I'm tired of it. Seems like they hate men. It seems like they genuinely hate the partners that they're with. And granted, Devin and Nick don't give me a lot to work with. But come on, insufferable women, y'all just stick together. Y'all ain't got to date somebody to hide what you got going on.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, she clearly spending time with Courtney because she's telling Courtney she don't like living with Devin because he just won't shut up.
Yeah, You know what? He said, I'm a to something you said earlier, you think people are smart enough. I'm gonna give you a movie quote from Men in Black from Tommy Lee Jones. Yes, the individual is smart and intelligent, can probably handle this type of conversation we have. But people together are panicky and lunatics, and you know it. So regardless, if like you said earlier, if he were to try to put his foot down, it's going to come off somewhat aggressive, and people are going to go crazy over it. Like, oh my God, did you see what he did? Uh-uh. Bad idea. Just bad idea.
Let me just thank a few people here. Sean, thank you for the jewels. Thank you so much. Daphne, thank you as well for the jewels, and I hope everybody is enjoying the conversation. Make sure that you have hit that like button one good time, and we do a little shake and a jiggle here for the contributions, and let the birds jiggle a little bit. Let the birds jiggle, because I'm not on camera. Okay. Um, Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Ari, I know your camera is off, and
I'm
I know
still here.
you
I'm
have
still
not
here.
had a chance to speak about Caitlin and Devin.
Yes, and I might be deviating a little bit from after the live last night, just slightly. I will agree with y'all that she doesn't look to be trying as much. Oh, well, she's trying a little bit because I want to be on her defense for a little bit, be on her side a little bit. She is doing a little bit because she did say in the car that at least one time they had a good day and that he really enjoyed. So I'm trying to be on her side for a little bit, but I was watching Kojo's videos earlier today. I know he's like several episodes behind, so he's like still on the honeymoon kind of. But I do think I am still trying to put at least some blame on both of them, not just one or the other, like Easton it was trying to do. Um, I still think that I guess what I have been stuck on is that he still seems very stage 10 clinger, and I think that's just putting her all the way off, unfortunately. And I do think this all started on the honeymoon when she didn't actually uh, wake him up like she promised she would. And instead of doing that, she assumed, I take it as she assumed he was up and wanting to come with her when she saw his head pop up, but he didn't do that. And then instead of saying something right away, like maybe like a couple hours later when he could be in a better headspace to talk about it, he waited until the next day. And so possibly in her mind, she felt blindsided. I'm not saying that's right that she just shut down, and she clearly put her walls back up completely after that. And it's not saying that that was right, but that is probably what happened. And that now here we are where she's going at a snail's pace with the connection part. So
She
unfortunately, here
does.
we are.
Yeah, she does want slow pace. Welcome on in to being an L citizen. Coraline Williams for L citizens. Y'all have emojis. We have Messy Member Monday. That's for grown folks only. You will be scandalized by Messy Member Monday. Mondays at 8 p.m. EST. And Saturday night we got real wild talking about these folks here last night. So you have that live to look at as well, Carolyn, and anyone else who wishes to be an L citizen or a delegate. Okay. Now, what happened to the Caitlin from the wedding day? Jeanette, welcome on in. I haven't seen you here before. Thank you for the question. What happened to Caitlin from the wedding day? The Caitlin that was partying hard?
I
Okay.
think it was like I said, the whole gym fiasco on the wedding or on the honeymoon.
That man
I think
clingy.
that's what happened.
He
She
And
clingy.
turned
that's
into her
where
father.
right, yeah, because of that she turned into somebody, more than likely her father, like Phil just said. So the walls went completely back up, and it was over for both of them. I
De-
mean,
Devin's
I
type of
can't believe
clingy
I said this.
ain't the obvious type of clingy. It's not the like. It's like I'm always asking you questions and I'm always around you and I'm always in your circle of influence. It's kind of exhausting. It's not, also Devin isn't very. It's pretty obvious that he has some type of like relationship issues where he needs to be around or constantly stimulated by his partner from an emotional standpoint. Not saying that that makes you a bad partner. I'm just saying that it would get exhausting. Like being around a Devin type of person, male or female, would be extremely exhausting. Caitlyn is insufferable. I've already said that, so I'm not going to continue to harp on Caitlyn's insufferability. But Devin, if you want to know what the difference is between that night and the honeymoon, is that Devin needs a lot of emotional like buy-in, like a plant. He needs a lot of emotional fertilizer for him to grow. And you like, boy, it's needed. Like
we said this weeks ago. He's needed.
But okay, but is he clingy or is he trying to get to know a stranger that he married?
That part.
And then
I'm sorry. Clingy, he's needy. He's not clingy. He's needy.
But he needs to know this girl and to see if he wants to, keep this thing going.
He the type of person that asks 10 questions. They answer, have a real thought out like discussion about it. Then he's like, let's talk about space and aliens, and it just keeps going. It never stops. It's never like, okay, let's put a bookmark here, and then let's keep it rolling.
I personally think it's both, but I think it's only reason why I say that is because he had an absent father. His father left him when he was a kid, and I think that created a lot. Like Kojo said in one of his things real quick in his videos, that created a lot of anxiety in him, and that put
I would just say it's not Caitlyn's responsibility to heal childhood traumas. I'm tired of hearing about everybody's childhood traumas this season with the experts. Like, when you get into relationships as an adult, I am not there to heal your mommy and your daddy issues. That's for your therapist and your psychiatrist. Work that out before you meet me. My issue with Devin and Caitlyn is we haven't seen Caitlyn initiate anything to get to know Devin. Mm-hmm. Like Devin did the chocolate club of strawberries. Devin took her out to his little boat thing. Devin went to her aerobics class. What has Caitlyn initiated to show some sort of interest in Devin? And I think that's what he's looking for.
Right. Okay. That.
What did he do? What did he do? He plays rugby. I know what we're about to move.
He coaches rugby as well. He coaches youth rugby.
Because didn't they say, wasn't the big issue what last week was like, well, what are you going to do all day while I'm working and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And he's like,
come on. Effort is effort. You find something to do with your partner.
Trey, last word on it.
I was going to say two things. Number one, we can't forget that this is probably was part of Devin's problem. He fully understands, okay, I got a certain amount of time to get to know this person to decide whether I'm going to stay married to them. So he's trying to put concerted effort to try to get to know her. But Caitlyn seems to be on a different timeline. Yes, she started out saying that she moves slowly, this and that, third. But I don't think she kind of gets like, Caitlyn, you still got a window too. And to him, that window is closing. I'm not about to sit around all day and wait for you to wait till after this is done. And now you want to get to know me. No, we had our time. It's done. And the second part was, I hate to use an Eastern quote, but I got to use the Eastern quote.
Come on with it. Give him his flowers.
Yeah. You never want, because it's a true quote. You never want to be a girl's first nice guy.
Never want to be it. Terrible position to be in.
I'm not saying he's perfect. That is not what I'm saying when I make that statement. But for the most part, he doesn't come off that bad of a dude. Okay? You never want to be a girl's first nice guy. And how she described her last relationships, yeah, this is the first decent, and she said it to his friends. Oh my God, it's so crazy. Oh, I've never been treated like this. If that is true, then why are you treating him like trash.
Speaking of trash, let's move on to Mecca and Beljulie, okay? Because he has been mischaracterized as a sanitation worker by this show, okay? And his grandma let us know last group that he is the heir apparent to the only black-owned sanitation company in the Pacific Northwest. I'm gonna need them to, stop, praising Adam like he not living in a shack, and demoting Mecca and exactly who he is and his family's lineage. I'm just saying. Here's the thing. Same thing with me with reciprocation. I find Beljulie fighting a lot of battles for Mecca. I find her covering and protecting him. I don't see the same. I don't see the same. I do not see him as performative. I see him as more relaxed and able to show more of himself around these people. Yes, he may be more exuberant, but I don't see him as performative, and that's why I'm getting on everybody's case. I'll become the Beljulie of it. Here's the thing, though, for Mecca. I'm gonna need him to speak up just like he did speak up to Paul and let it be known that he is hurt. I got on Paul's neck about that apology, non-apology. And thank you, Paul. I did see Sam in our comments did let me know that Paul has corrected himself and he's done an IG that how he apologized to Mecca wasn't it. And the impact was definitely there. But here's the thing. Mecca is in his head constantly seeing, am I in trouble? Am I the problem? You are right now because your wife is putting out all the battles. And Mecca, yes, we have seen you cook for her, but I'm not seeing a reciprocation. And Belle, you can't be fighting all his battles. People going to be coming for y'all. You got to step back and let Mecca step forward. Phil, start us off with Mecca and Beljulie. And y'all, y'all can say it in the comments. If y'all want to say about his, preferences, that just ain't me. That just ain't, I see him as he presents himself. He's here for a wife. But y'all can have your own opinion. That's just me. Go ahead, Phil.
So Belle and Mecca have become my favorite couple. At first, I did not like them at all together, but I really do like them as a couple. They do look very well together. I think, I think Paul, he should have acknowledged how he made Mecca feel, but I don't think he should have apologized because as a therapist, I'm not going to say things that are going to always make you feel good. I'm only going to say what I'm seeing, and maybe what I'm seeing may be wrong, but that's what I saw. So, that's just me. I think Mecca I think he needs therapy. I mean, like I said, he's another one. They're always talking about his mother abandoning them and then wanting Belle to take the place of his mother. And that's exactly what she's doing, Elle said, which is not what she needs to be doing in that relationship. She needs to be his partner, not his mother, not his protector. And I want the therapist, and they should know this, that no, you're not his mom. You should not be taking her place or anything like that. You should be his wife. I do want him to. And I think a little bit of it is that father. I think that father was a little bit too much probably for him growing up. But I'm sorry I missed the earlier chats because that father irritated me. I don't like anybody's dad. And I hate that I don't like the black man and having the show and the black father on the show. But the daddy was way too much for me. Way too much. But I do think Mecca is a good dude. I do think he may needed a little bit more healing or a little bit, a lot of therapy to, kind of heal and discuss his issues regarding his mother abandoning him essentially. And I want to know more of why did his mother abandon him? It's common, but not as common to think that a mother would abandon her son, but I don't know. I like them as a couple. I just want Mecca to have a voice all the time.
His mother and stepmother, Phil. Because again,
yes. Well, if his mother and his stepmother, okay, if it's his mother and his stepmother, the only thing in common of why they ran was that father.
Right.
That father.
So while they are saying mommy issues, I think it's a daddy issue.
The way that dad performed at that damn wedding was embarrassed. I was embarrassed The penis talk, the speech was okay. I could have got him away with the speech, but too much. Taquita, do you want to be on the show? Should we have hooked him up with Nikki instead of Sean? Like, get out of here.
Instead of Mecca.
That definitely was way too much. But I think Mecca, and I'm gonna say this, I think sometimes because his dad may be too much, he retreats because he doesn't want that confrontation. And that's why, like he said, I just get quiet. I think that's a part. I think it's a lot of childhood. I think the common denominator with this cast of character is childhood trauma. A lot of mother and father issues from an array of people on this cast, and I definitely believe that they all just really need more therapy and less marriage. But I'm gonna let somebody else go.
He got for me. It was he got all the smoke for Paul Brunson and Michelle, but he ain't got no smoke for his daddy. Becca, I gotta call you to the front because brother, you ain't got as much. Granted, I didn't like how they came at you, but I think your first issue, your original sin, is that you haven't handled up with your dad. Your dad, y'all need to reconcile whatever issues and differences y'all have first, because this is an unfortunate. I can't even really defend you, Mecca, because it seems like you're coming into the experiment not healed and you're not whole, which most people aren't. But for sure, like it's severe enough to where you got somebody like Belle Jolie who's going above and beyond to try to fill in all these gaps. She's gonna be a accountant. She gonna be a helpmate. She gonna be a therapist. She gonna be a child psychologist. She gonna be an artist because she's an artist and a dancer and a dance coach. She's got too many jobs on her plate, and being able to fill up your plate is not on the cards. Like, this isn't what she needs to do. And so, Mecca, I need you to come into this situation a little bit more whole, and I think that we would have a better circumstance. But if there's going to be somebody who is going to facilitate this, it's going to be Belle Jolie, because she's going to bend backwards, over, under, loop-de-loop to try to make this relationship work, and it's sad, but Mecca is kind of breadcrumbing her and giving her the last little bit. But I'm disappointed in Mecca because it seems like you got all this smoke for everybody else, but the person that you need to kind of start the ball rolling in your healing is probably your dad, and you just walk like a dog with his tail between his legs. And I know that your dad probably can be an enigma and kind of, a lot, but brother, I need you to talk to somebody and create some healthy boundaries, because it's getting to the point where I don't think that you're going to have a healthy relationship long-term with anybody if you don't get over that first.
Well, Belle Jolie said that she has been in therapy, for these few years to get herself ready and together for all of this. Trey, what did you think about the argument? Between Belle and Mecca about how he thought that she was tied hours ago and she only now said it. Why is this an argument, first of all?
I get to that in a second, because there was 3 things that was said that I think we need to just clear up just a tad bit. Number one, Paul is not a therapist. So this is the reason why Elsie was kind of going in on him. He's terrorizing people that is not his field of expertise. So that's number one. Number two, if y'all, I had to really think about this. Not once in these series of episodes has Mecca ever brought up the fact, has brought up the issues with his mother or the abandonment. Everybody else has. The expert started it. He's not, when they bring it up, he's forced to talk about it, and he's talks about it. But not once has he ever brought it up. So he's not the one using it in this season as a crutch. At least he's not trying to. But everybody else has brought it up. Therapists mainly, or the experts. I think that's a little bit interesting. We need to reframe the thought of how we look at that. Number 3, Mecca is never gonna go against his father. even though his father may be some issues and there's some deeper issues there that probably needs to be addressed and handled. But he's probably never truly gonna go or he would defend him. I think he could get embarrassed by his father, but he's never going to go at his dad, or he might fight hard to defend his father because his father was there. His father raised him. You know, so everybody else coming in and saying, I don't know about your dad, bro, this, that, and third, he probably ain't gonna see it. He could be like, I hear you. My dad is a bit much, yeah, but my dad was here. He didn't run out like the rest of them. So I feel the same way about the dad too, but I can understand why Mecca kind of still looks at him and looks up to him, because like, no matter what you say, yeah, he stayed 10 toes down and raised us and the rest of his brothers and stuff. So he's like, okay. Now that argument, fellas, ladies, from either side of this, we've all kind of been through this before. This, you know, honestly, this is one of these situations. It never should have been an argument in the first place, but these things happen. Quick synopsis: they were out, they were partying. They're young, they're still in their 20s. What 20-year-olds do? It was getting late, about 2 in the morning. Mecca, correctly, by the way, looked over and noticed that Belle looked a little tired. So he asked her, hey, are you ready to go? We can leave whenever you want to. She said, nah, I'm good. We can stay. We cool. You sure? Yeah. Okay. Couple hours later, it's about 4 in the morning. They still out. He was like, hey, you know, you're looking a bit tired, but by this time she gets irritable because she is tired. She was actually tired 2 hours ago when he asked the first time, but I guess she didn't want to kill the vibe. They go home. But because of that, this happens. She's probably giving a little attitude after that. Nothing major. Yeah, nah, you know what I'm talking about, Elsie. Nothing major, but she's probably giving a little attitude. Just a little bit. Becca's picking it up. They go on their little trip to see what she does for a living and then what, you know, gets her juices flowing with the singing and everything. It's cool. We have a good moment. Mecca decides, hey, I guess we need to talk about it, discuss. He was upset about that. You could look on her face. She wasn't trying to have the conversation or have an argument about it, but I understand why Mecca was trying to push it, because no, you still have a little funky attitude. So we need to talk about it. Put it out there, get past it, and get done.
After I've been fighting for you all this time, now you're gonna come at me about this?
Now, I have to ask you, Elsie. You made that statement coming off of here, and I halfway agree with it. Bell has been fighting for him and taking up his battles, this and that and third. You asked that Mecca needs to take up for her and, you know, fight for her and stuff like that. I agree with you. Only one issue. Bell has no battles. No one's been coming at Bell. No one has been coming at Bell.
He could tell her, like, pipe down a little bit. Just like Cam tells Michelle, you're going a little too hard.
He's not going to do that.
No, he's not.
Because number one, I said this last night, she's a crash out. You got to be careful with crash outs. Bell is a crash out. Okay. Number two, and I think he realized that already. But number two, anything that Bell has got up in arms about, he has agreed with. And number two, she was never wrong about. So he's like, hey, go ahead, crash out. It's a different scenario from like a Michelle, where Cameron had to softly check Michelle, like, you're doing too much, just a little bit. Anything that Bell has got a little up in arms about, we have understood. And be like, yeah, she got a point. She got a point. So she has had no battle for him to jump in front of and take. Except for one that I'm surprised you didn't bring up. The fact when Paul said, you already in love with him. And she had this blank stare on her face like, Now, that's maybe a battle. Mecca should have been like, hey, you know, she doesn't have to admit to that, say that, this and that, and third. But that's when Paul was actually going at her a little bit, and she felt the way about that. She felt the way about that. That was the one time that I could say, ooh, that's maybe a battle he probably could have stepped up and talked about, whatever. I don't know what you could say about it. Because I'll be honest with you, even though she didn't agree with it, I kind of believe what Paul was saying.
He
But
ain't
that's a
lying.
terrible thing to say. Again, I
Yes.
would not have said this as a relationship person, and I'm not a coach in any formal fashion. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't have said that there in front of him, especially after what you just said. I would not have put that out there because then too you're outing her. What you could say is I think you have strong feelings for him and I think maybe you need to lean into that and share that with him, at home. Not
Yeah.
put out she in love with you.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That was because
Wild.
the only thing that did was put more pressure on Mecca. As soon as Paul said that, I looked at Mecca's face. It was downcast because now he's in his head. Oh snap!
He
I like
withdrew.
her a lot. I like her a lot, but I'm not there yet. Is she there? Is that for real? That's why Bill afterwards say I didn't like the way he did that. I'm not in love yet. This, that, third, blah blah blah. Because she knew what Paul did. He kind of set them back a little bit.
Well, each time they meet with the experts, Bella's saying the experts got it wrong. She keeps saying, not that. I still want my forehead kisses. Belle Julie is showing us the experts ain't got it right not one time with her
He's
and
not with
Mecca.
them. According to her, she likes everything that he's been doing with her. That's according to her. Except for the argument with it being out too late. And even there, like you said, that's kind of small. So the only thing I will say, I do find it interesting. There's a lot of focus on Mecca, and it probably should be. The funny thing is, it's probably the reason why they were set up together. Belle is in the same boat as Mecca. She got parent issues too with her dad. She got daddy issues. But the focus is so much on Mecca that we're not going to really get into Belle's daddy issues all too much.
Right,
She,
because she is a formidable force for him. Um,
Yes.
Ari,
Um, Elsie's not gonna like me with the statement, but I think
go
Paul was
ahead. That
right.
ain't gonna stop you.
I think Paul was right that, and I'll explain why I think Paul was right that Mecca was performative, and was just one incident. I'm saying totality of him overall and how he showed up this season. I'm not saying the entire thing, just the. Don't look at me like that, Elsie. Just the first group dinner because I think he was doing an exaggerated thing. And yes, everybody else has been performative. I'm not saying that. However, he was saying all this stuff about how he looked at Badunkadonk on her backside at the first group dinner and saying everything was cool. And then Belle Julie had to stand up and say, hey, no, look, that we're not cool because he told me that, right, and rightfully said, I'm more into him than he's into me. So we're not all cool. So that to me is I believe was performative. That was the only thing I think he was performative about. Everything else I think is on brand for him. But and Paul did give a non-apology, which he shouldn't have done because I think he just should have stood on 10 toes down on what he said because I think that's what he really believes or believed at the time at least. And so now he backtracked because he wanted to be on Mecca's good side, unfortunately. So, which he shouldn't have done.
Not too much on Belle Jolie's husband.
Right. But yeah, no, I might get some dislike from Trey here because of the argument thing.
Who cares?
I'm just forewarning because he might interrupt. So yes, you. I think that Belle Jolie wasn't as tired as she was, like as early as she was personally. Um, and maybe this is just me popping out here because I think that if someone says what they say, you should just take it for what they say. Um, so maybe that's just me popping out and all that, but I still believe her, and she wasn't as tired as she was before. like he claims. But anyways, um, yeah, and I do agree that people are focusing on Becca just because he, I guess, is more the obvious problem because of like his issues, his mom and stepmom issues. So I do think that um they both have issues, parent issues, abandonment issues because of their parents. It's just that she's just showing it in a different way because she's fighting his battles all the time. So that's how she's showing up because she wanted someone to fight for her, like her dad fought. Like she wanted her dad to fight for her, and so that's why she's overcompensating with him. And that's where she's gonna have to learn not to do that because at the end of the day, you can't keep fighting someone's battles. You can't because it's just gonna end up draining you and you feeling resentful because they're not doing because clearly he's not doing the same for her.
She gonna get
So
tired. She gonna get tired.
and she already kind of was when they were in that studio, and he brought up the argument, and she's like exasperated because she's not only tired, but he's bringing it up yet again, and so it's already starting to show. It's just a matter of time before it might happen later because as opposed to Marissa, the mask is not and the rose-colored glass is not dropping as quickly, which we'll get to Marissa later, but it's not dropping as quickly with her. So,
I'm gonna need Mecca to change that do rag because, dude, your
huh?
braids were not looking tight this week, and we cannot have you out here on this national television without your braids being tight. Okay, I'm gonna need that. You're wearing the do rag each night. It ain't doing its job. Okay, your wife out here fighting the battle, and the do rag ain't fighting that battle. Go ahead, Easton.
I was gonna say, ain't them the same braids from honeymoon?
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh,
I mean, I think they were
ooh.
the same braids from before he even got on like the wedding. So I
Yeah.
mean, they've been on his head for at least 4 or 5 weeks now.
Whoever braided his hair did a good job because they've been holding up. I mean, granted, that's been some weeks, so we'll.
Yeah, he looking stressed all the time. He looking like how I used to look as a kid. I go to school, my hair looking real tight and good. By the time I come home, it's real fuzzy.
Yeah.
Not real fuzzy.
Thank you, niece. Thank you so much for the jewels. Thank you for contributing to the channel. And we always like to say thank you with a little wiggle and a jiggle. Thank you so much for your support. Now, he needs his hair and nails done. Yeah, the black nail polish is chipping, Mecca. I'm gonna need you to treat your wife and yourself to a little spa day. Now, speaking of who is not going to be going to the spa, because we're going to be on that pickleball court. We're going to be playing pickleball 20 hours a day. Okay, you get 4 hours of rest, Marissa. Okay, and you don't even get to chillax and take that nap you told Adam you want to take. Adam, and I need y'all to have the same heat that y'all be questioning people's preferences for Adam, because Adam is out here naming a fellow contestant that he is willing to have join them in the boudoir. Ain't nobody else done named somebody.
Can I get on Adam and Marissa first?
Get on his neck and hers.
I'm going to start with Marissa. Marissa, this is all your fault. Marissa wanted to agree, and do everything he wants. And she was going to keep doing that until Paul pulled that mask off in that group session. Marissa is not getting what she wants unneeded because she wants to be chosen. She's another one with dad issues, wanting to be chosen. Adam, have y'all ever seen the movie Sleeping with the Enemy? Adam gives me Sleeping with the Enemy vibes. He is so not serious about anything. I am so annoyed every time he gets on the screen. It's a joke. He's not taking this serious. I don't even know if he even likes Marissa. I see nothing. He wants to be in control. And if she's saying that she had to be perfect in her last relationship, she's going to have to be perfect in this relationship with Adam. Adam is a joke. Adam is corny. Adam is, I don't want to put, allegations against him, but Adam gives me, when he is not happy, nobody is going to be happy vibes. I do not like this couple. I hope Marissa says no to Adam. Adam needs to grow up and mature. Adam needs to know everybody doesn't want to play pickleball for 20 hours a day. Adam needs to know that whole playing the piano thing is only going to woo women, but for so long. Nobody wants to ride a jet ski all day. And the fact that she had to ride that jet ski to go play pickleball when she clearly didn't look like she was feeling well and he didn't even notice that was just all a bunch of BS to me. I want this couple to say no so bad. Adam needs to go back to therapy and actually take it seriously. I think because he's well accomplished, he has never been held accountable. Like, I don't like Adam. Like, something is off with this man. I do not like him. He is not ready for marriage. Like, yeah, I've been wanting to get married since I was like 18. Like, shut up, dude. No, you didn't.
Phil, I had a question in your professional capacity, because I only heard of someone like Adam he said he ended his relationship with alcohol and now he's in extreme sports. Is that it's sounding to me like a replacement?
Oh, yes, most definitely a replacement. I have another therapeutic thought when it comes to Courtney and Nick, and I want y'all to remind me of it. I had that same feeling, Elle said, that he definitely replaced sports. He replaced sports. Wait, he replaced sports from alcohol because, yeah, I don't, but you know what? It's kind of hard because he still gives you that frat boy mentality. So it's kind of confusing. So
The cold turkey on the alcohol is what get it.
yes, it's just, I don't know. Adam is a strange bird. I want to hear from Adam's exes. That's the exes that I want to hear from because I want to know what he's really like in a relationship. And I don't know if Marissa is being honest as to why they didn't follow up with each other after they met in the bar. But Adam is just, I don't know, the whole with the crazy dress, he's always looking for attention. He's very attention seeking. And that goes into being a narcissist. I hate to put that word on the man, but he's very attention seeking. He's always looking to be the star of the show. Like, I don't know. I'm
Well,
not a fan of Adam.
he doesn't care if his partner wants to pick a ball or not, while Courtney's over here, pick me, pick me. Oh my gosh, pick me. Um, yeah, he doesn't care what Marissa wants, likes. He's very indifferent to her. Yeah, and I gotta ride the same jet ski that you had an encounter with someone on. Mm-mm. But yes, where is Adam's support system? We don't know. We have not met the friends or the parents.
The parents are in the Swiss Alps.
Yes, the parents are gone. They're not a part of this, and we have not met the friends. And
Does
we
he
have
have
not
for
gone
me?
to dinner since Mexico.
Because but that's Marissa's fault. Marissa hasn't required Adam do anything in that marriage but what Adam wants to do. That is all Marissa's fault.
Oh, niece wants a wife swap. Give Marissa to
Oh,
Nick.
no, we don't. We shouldn't.
No, we don't.
It's already bad enough as it is. We don't need that over here. Sorry.
Ari, you wanna continue on the Marissa and Adam?
Yeah, thank you, Phil. Because I've been thinking like the last drop of episodes and last drop of episodes that there's something wrong. There's something off with Adam. There's something I don't know what it like. Thank you for saying that because I was like, I can't be the only one out here thinking that there's something wrong with him because there's some outside of what we see, obviously. But yeah, what got me was that Marissa said that she's been a people pleaser, like she's not now. When she's meek and all that stuff, like, girl, do you not realize that you've been doing this entire time? Because until in episode, I believe 6, when they were having to do or maybe it was this is episode 10 or whatever, but when they were told by the experts to actually start getting deep, until that point, she was all up in Adam's neck trying to sniff his pheromones and all that stuff and get the good goods because she was drinking the alcohols of it all and stuff. So
Maybe that's the problem. The good wasn't that good.
apparently it was because she was until like I said until they were doing the whole getting deep part, she was willing to do whatever he wanted and she said this batch of episodes that they haven't been on like a solo date since Cancun,
Well, it seems like
and she allowed it.
he can only stroke one kind of cat good. Okay.
Her mask
But
is
I mean,
slipping.
but Phil was right. Like she's allowing it. She is allowing it. Like there's only so much that Adam can do without her permission at this point. Personally, I think. But yes, the painting said it all. Like she was cooked. She's still thinking that she's cooked. And I don't know. I mean, and as far as Adam goes, it makes total sense as to why he said, I'm going to train my wife to be an athlete when his groomsmen said, well, what if she isn't that much of an athlete? Because he said in the therapy session with Lisa that his parents forced him to play the piano and be in Boy Scouts. So I was like, that clicks so much. I was like, there it is. And that's probably why. That's partially why he didn't invite his parents to the wedding. I think the other part personally is that he knew that his parents were gonna say some off the wall things, and the rose colored glasses that Marissa had on was gonna fall and shatter a lot sooner than when it did.
You mean like they
So
would tell him sit down, don't play the piano?
I don't know. I think there is some other stuff that we don't know about him that is like I'm feeling that we haven't seen yet, and it would have come out through his parents. Because I think his parents would have been the only people that he wanted to invite outside of his. Because I don't think he would have invited his sister or his grandma. But
Um,
yeah, I don't know.
so would folks prefer a roommate or a homeless friend? I
Neither,
mean, come on
neither,
now. I ain't seeing heat for Adam like I'm seeing people having heat for
neither.
everybody else on this cast. Adam is getting a pass that I don't like. I do
If,
not
if
like it.
if Adam gets a pass, it's because he's, like I said, he got the touch of the tism. That man right
No, it's
there
because he's good looking. That's the only reason. Because people think he's good looking.
is
That's it. I'm not saying that. I think other people think that he's good looking, and
He's
that's why
had
they're
a
giving him
full
a
head of
pass.
hair. He's got a full mustache. He has
He's
a house by the lake. I get down by the lake. I'm
he's blonde
sorry.
haired and blue eyed. That's why he's
Who in the
white and
right
blonde hair, blue eyed. So
who in the
like,
right mind? Okay, this is a a man hailing from, shout out to El Teddy, from the Caucasoid Mountains, living by the lake with some pickaxes on his roof. Again, with a homeless friend at the house. We are not discussing all the details of Adam. There is a problem here. While everybody's talking about who this and who flying a rainbow flag, Adam's whole setup is a problem.
Adam to me seems like he would be an excellent cult leader. If he would,
yeah,
if he would be an excellent cult leader. That man could hold down a fort of people who are struggling with mental issues and are trying to get their lives together, and he could control them and have them pay him money. But the issue is the relationship with Marissa, and Marissa's mask is starting to slip because she's been going along to get along for far too long, and now she didn't deliver, or she's relinquished all control to Adam. And
exactly.
with him being a cult leader, since he has control, he ain't supposed to relinquish that back to you. And Marissa's got to stay part of the cult. She's got to stay along for the ride because she didn't set up her boundaries um, and clear rules and regulations of how they're gonna conduct this relationship with each other. That's her problem because now she's like, oh well, I want to go on trips and this, that, and the third. Ma'am, you signed up for pickleball, jet skis, a rare steak, all kinds of just random things. Not saying a rare steak is a bad thing, but Adam don't seem like he sears it for 2 seconds and then he put it on his plate. That's what it looks to me.
And feed it to you with his hand.
With your hands. So her problem is that how you start is how you end, and you started this show with a bunch of bull, and just because you wanted the relationship. And Adam, he seems like a cult leader that found his powers of being a cult leader by his obsession with maybe some type of addiction. Like he went to rehab and found out that he could run the whole rehab wing, and that's how he decided to become a cult leader. That's what it seems to be with him. But Marissa, yeah, you started bad, so you're gonna end bad, and now your mask is starting to slip, and you're starting to get a little agitated. But it's okay. Adam ain't supposed to go for that because he wearing them ugly shirts, and his parents ain't showing up to nothing, and now you got to deal with it. You made your bed, now lay in it, Marissa.
Trey.
I said this last night, start with them, but I included the entire cast, but it starts with this couple. He's a lame and she's cooked. You know, and the funny thing is, we saw this from the first episode, especially by Adam. We knew exactly he has been the same person from the very first episode. There's no change in him. So whatever we see, this is just his baseline. You know, gotta have it my way, or I don't care about it. He's gonna be nonchalant. He ain't gonna give much effort to it because he feel like he doesn't have to. He's a surface level dude. As long as you get on that program, he's fine. And they gave him Marissa, which I hate to say it like this. She has the exact amount of brain cells that he like for a girl to have. I already said it earlier. Everything was all good until that first group session when the experts made Marissa speak up and, try to buck against the program that she put herself into. She put herself into this. It's what she wanted. Like, so now all of a sudden, and it was kind of sad to see, like, Marissa, listen, she has no backbone. It is what it is. She has no backbone. So when she finally explained to us that, yes, in her past relationship, she, has submitted and shown up for others and she doesn't know. Yes, it makes sense. She just want to get on somebody's program so that they can choose her. That's it. The first time she finally spoke up for herself, finally, was doing this pickleball game where she finally admitted, yeah, this ain't me. I'm gonna get out here and give it a good old try, but she couldn't keep up. And the funny thing is, she couldn't see that Courtney was across the court smoking her at the same time. Say, yeah, she can't keep up with him. He needs somebody a little more, she ain't it. I'm like, wow. And yet we're still laughing up in her face. Now, the funny thing is, if you're going to, we don't want a couple swap, but this is the wrong couple swap. The real couple swap should have been, Adam probably should have been put with Caitlyn, and Devin should have been put with Marissa. The only problem is, I don't think Devin would like Marissa overall. And because of, low brain count, he actually enjoys an intelligent woman. It is what it is. I said this last night.
Count. Y'all giving up a whole bunch of the stuff that happening behind the scenes in the member lives when we get real spicy. I'm gonna need to corral y'all, okay?
No, I'm just saying. If you look at how some of these matches are matched up, I can see why they were matched up for a particular reason.
Drama.
I can see it. That number one. And number two, like I said, Marissa and Adam, they were lockstep until, like you said earlier, dang, I just got her trained just the way I wanted. Now y'all had to come in here and mess it up. And now look at them.
Mm.
They're not going to make it. And the only person that's going to feel away or be hurt by it is Marissa. Because Adam ain't going to care. He's going to go right back to what he was doing. Because it's quote unquote been working for him all these years. So why change?
He going back to the Love Shack.
Yeah. Marissa is the only one that's going to feel this afterwards. Because she cooked. They can't see it. Don't want to see it. Sad. It's very sad.
She is cooked. She is cooked, and we are going to move it along because we have a few more. Because we're going to move it along to who Adam will welcome into the bedroom on his side, Felipe and Tori. Adam named Felipe. Felipe, we'd like to know if you would like to accept Adam's invitation into the bedroom. Because that's all I really... Okay, Adam, put out the invitation. Felipe, will you reciprocate? Because you're trying to be a whole hoe out in these streets. Okay? You done got this woman... Okay, you done laid her out. She done left and went to the bed to the living room. Then she came back and she said, "We're fine. We're good. We have found a rhythm." And whatever rhythm it is, Felipe said, "I still want all the colors and flavors of the rainbow. I still want to hoe out. I need to." Again, Tori, I hope you're opening up your eyes, girl. I hope you open up your eyes to this man saying he don't know he will be faithful. And I have to say, it is very hurtful for a woman after you done got the good goods. And now you saying you can't be faithful after you done got it. Tells me what I need to know. You're not going to be faithful. You didn't want anything but the chase and to get some and then move it along. But you're here because you might get fined. Easton, what's going on with Felipe and Tori?
Felipe, this is majority on you, but I think it's because he has unresolved problems from being the ugly duckling for majority of his life, and he then got a little bit more attractive. He's in the social inner workings and social circles, being the manager of his shop, of his restaurant, and so Felipe is really trying to make up for the time that he missed because he was overlooked and overshadowed. But that is no excuse for treating Tori how you treating her. Because to be frank, you punching above your weight class, my boy. You got Tori, and you punching a little bit above your weight class. And the fact that you willing to go back to the streets is problematic. Brother, he's 29. I know he's not maybe in that mindset. And again, I think that we have to not be nearly as hard on some of these people, because especially the guys, like, they're getting recruited on the show compared to signing up for the show. And I think he was recruited. So I do go in the glance of, like, this isn't like him saying, "I'm ready to get married," although being on the show is saying kind of like, "I'm ready to get married." But I think there's a difference between people who sign up for the show and those who are recruited onto the show. That being said, Tori, now, I understand you are a holy roller, but the fact of the matter is your problem is twofold. One, you gave up the cookies, and you saying you compelled by the Spirit, Holy Christ, Holy Jesus, that you ain't gonna do all this stuff. Now you feel bad. Now you feel bad you done gave up the cookies and to atheists. That's even worse. That was your original sin, and this is why you deserve all the hell and high water that you're about to get, is because when he told you that he was an atheist, you sat up there and just kept it rolling. That's your original sin. And everybody wants to be like Felipe a hoe, Felipe a this, Felipe a that. He is, granted, but ma'am, there's nothing as clear as day as somebody telling you, "Hey, we don't believe in the same God," or I don't even believe in God. There's a God in general. That should have been your way out. That was a good way out to get out of the situation. But no, you didn't. Then not only that, you compromise yourself by, knocking down the boundaries. Oh, I'm going to sleep with the person. Not only did you sleep with him, but you slept with an atheist person. And so he's already been like, "Shoot, I done knocked down 2 of these walls. Look, you easy pickings." And so now he like, I done lost all respect for this woman. And so she can't even hold up her own boundaries with her God. And she done gave up the cookies to a guy who don't even believe in the same thing she believes in. I'm going to just cast this to the dust and let it be and wash my hands from this. And that's why he afraid. He don't respect Tori. That's the problem. He doesn't respect his significant other, and that's what Felipe's issue is. Yes, he's a whore. Yes, he's problematic in general, but most importantly, Tori's original sin was that she lowered her standard. Well, she didn't lower, she demolished her standards and because her friend said it, she wouldn't even deal with the people who were atheists or didn't believe the same thing on Hinge. So I'm gonna land the plane there. Felipe's bad, don't get me wrong, but Tori is the reason why she's gonna feel the wrath of this terrible relationship.
So Tori gave it up to a hoe. Okay.
Bingo bongo.
Okay. She gave it up to a hoe, and he is, he's a very self-aware, Again, if you have ever seen Harlem Nights, okay, you understand the madam. He is a hoe. All of a hoe, and he has acknowledged that in front of his wife, in front of everybody at the dinner table. You telling everybody, I want to sleep around. This woman is not enough for me to even be faithful. Are you kidding me? The height of embarrassment. I ain't saying I'm flipping the table, but definitely that table gonna be shooketh if you doing that to me. Phil, what are your thoughts on these?
I'm gonna say I knew it from the time I seen Felipe fake ass. He was a joke. Felipe got my number 2 spot for wacko of the season. Whack. Super whack. Felipe was performative that whole time. I cannot stand Felipe. I didn't like his interactions with his mother. I didn't like his friend's speech at the wedding. Felipe has been a joke. And even that whack ass story of I cheated, but I don't even remember that I cheated. If you would have told me I cheated, I would have never remembered. Felipe, shut the hell up. Felipe is a loser. Tori, I'm going to say this about Tori giving up. Easton, you are correct. When he said he was an atheist and she said she was a Christian, never was going to work. But Tori gave it up because a hoe know how to weigh you down. That's why she gave it up. If he a real hoe, he know how to get in them draws, and that's exactly what he did. He wore her down or he put the moves on her. Yo, Felipe is a loser. Tori, run. I did appreciate Tori saying at that table, that's not for me to fix. That's for him to fix within himself. I was like, good answer. Stand on business. But Felipe is whack, yo. It is one more person that I think is whacker than Felipe. And when we get to her, I'm going to get on her. But Felipe is whack. But Felipe put the moves on him, Tori, and Tori fell for it. And then at the, like Easton said, she got buyer's remorse once it was over.
Trey and then Ari.
Here's the thing about faithfulness. If it's not already within you, you making statements saying, hey, this person is not enough for me to be faithful to, you were never a faithful person in the beginning with. Okay? It is, to what Tori said later on, it is something that comes within. He got to fix that within himself. And that's true. Okay? But that should tell you off rip, he was never going to be a faithful person. If you got to, okay, my person got to be this and this for me to be faithful for. That's craziness. That's craziness. That means you're a cheater. Man or woman, don't matter. You start talk like that, you're the problem. Now, here's the funny thing. We're doing a lot about Felipe, and it's warranted. But he's been like this from the beginning. So why are we surprised? I'm not. He showed up like a clown since day one. Since day one. Now,
He showed up late as a clown.
Yes. Now, I was on record to say, yeah, the moment he sees Tori, he's going to try and shape up. I said that. And he tried. Now, a couple of facts that happened here. I hear you. You're talking behind your mic, Elsie.
I knew I was muted. I needed to be muted.
Yeah, okay. Now, here's a few facts here. And I don't know how much credence we should give this. But all of this, I don't know if I can be faithful talk. It didn't start until, however you want to see this, it didn't start till after Tori pulled the, oh no, I'm feeling a little icky, now I got to go sleep on the couch. I still feel like he felt some type of way about that whole situation. He felt some type of way, no matter what she said. But one thing was always clear to me. I've been saying it. This boy, like Issa said earlier, he's just got into his glow up phase. He's trying to have an active whole phase. He's trying to. And now he got recruited, because I think he was one of the ones that was recruited to be in this situation. And he got put with somebody that he was surprised by. He was like, oh, okay. Yeah. This might can work. Oh, but then the reality set back in his mind. Oh, I ain't trying to give up my lifestyle. It's crazy. Now, the funny thing is, even though we're talking about this, I still say he likes her. I know he likes her. But he is being real with himself. He don't think he'd be faithful to her. So he's going to have to give it up or give her up. Now, Tori. Now, I'll be honest with you. I said from the very beginning, Tori mentally is in the same boat as a Felipe to me. Because she's still new to her glow up too. Okay? She's still very much new to her glow up too. You know, so this idea that she sees herself a certain type of way, nah, she kind of, there's a reason why she herself was so impressed by Felipe when she first met him too. Because probably some few years back, she couldn't pull a Felipe now herself. Now she can. So her mentality is still Tori from back in the day. Now, about her standards and boundaries, I'm going to be honest with you, they disappeared, in my opinion, the moment he said that he was an atheist. And then she was saying how religious she was. I went, now, wait a minute. This should have been super red flag, number one. No, we got to have some serious discussions. We should be having discussions with the expert. We got to talk about this. Like, this is a problem for me. Like, hold on. No, she chose to look the other way. That means, I'm sorry, whatever standards you say you're trying to stand on, it was weak to begin with. It was weak to begin with. So you really ain't had none. Okay? The only reason why it seemed like she's bucking up now was because the way Felipe is talking, yeah, I don't know if I could be faithful, this and that, third. It makes her feel some type of way. It makes her feel some type of way. You know? And yeah, it should make any woman feel type of way. This dude talking about he don't know if he can be faithful to you, this and that, third. That's the one thing she's not going to accept, and I'm glad for that. But you should have, this energy should have been up weeks ago, but it ain't going to help you in this situation because she still likes Felipe.
But Trace, after he got the cookie, he's saying the cookie ain't enough.
I'll be honest with you, the cookie probably ain't that great.
Oh.
But guys, I'll be like, it is what it is. The cookie probably ain't that great.
Or maybe he just a cookie monster. He want all the cookies.
Yes. That's why I said he's trying, he's actively, when he signed up, whoever signed, however he signed up or they recruited him, he was actively trying to get into the middle of an epic whole phase, as he called it. That's what he was trying to do. And then this happened. He's not in any position to be settled down. He shouldn't be. So I don't understand why he's here. He shouldn't be here. He should not be here, but he is. And to put it with Tori, they like each other, but there's only one issue that's really come up between them. Him being faithful. Nothing's happened yet, by the way, that we know of. But most of this is just talk. Nothing's happened.
Yeah, this is all theory at this point.
Yeah, nothing's happened. He's just vocalizing some fears of his that may happen. Nothing's happened. Besides this, they've been mostly lockstep with one another, which doesn't make sense to me, but they have been. So I don't know. I don't know. It shouldn't work, but they're a toss up for me.
It shouldn't work because he thinks the baby is in the bathwater at the christening. Ari, what are your thoughts on on these two?
Sorry, I had to take a moment because you brought up the baby in the bathwater. Okay. I pretty much agree with what everyone else has said so far. Um, only thing I think I'll say differently is that I personally don't think Tori's into him, and she just gave it up because I don't even know why she gave it. I just don't. I just don't think she likes him like that, and now she's regretting it, and she can't get it. She can't undo it. And so I did find it interesting that we did get some more backgrounds on the whole cheating thing. I mean, it was all supposed because Tori said, "I believe." She kept saying, I believe," when she was meeting with her friends, and she said that basically it was at one point he cheated, and then it was years before they broke up, and then the ex found out like right after. Well, we kind of knew that part about the ex finding out like right after, but and then it was with a. Did we? I don't even remember if we heard that it was he cheated with the crush he had on from high school, but if we didn't, that's new. But yeah, honestly, that should have given her so much pause, even um if the atheist and the religious part wasn't, which it should, because I'm pretty sure Trey said this last week or yesterday, whichever one, but it can people who have different religious beliefs can make it work. Like if one's a Christian and one's Muslim, or if one's a Catholic and one's Jewish or something, people can make it work, but it's very, very rare for that to happen. And I don't think they're at the point where they can do that, if at all. Um, and yeah, Phil, like definitely not with an atheist. I don't think, because being even if you're of a different religion, you still have some um, belief system in a religion, and not believing in anything is pretty big for a person who is believing in something. So there was something I was gonna say. I think that if it wasn't the fact that she had run away after they did the do, it would have been something else. Whether it's the religious aspect or and personally, I think he really isn't wanting kids. He's just wanting kids because she wants them. So it would have been that, either that or something entirely different that they would have come up later. And that's why he's now questioning whether he can be faithful, because he wants to do a whole phase. And I don't remember who said it, but someone said 29 is a little late to be having a whole phase. Personally, the only reason why he's doing it now is because he glowed up. And so
Speaking of that, he has no before photos on his Instagram. I just checked. None.
Sad, because I would like to see how he glowed up personally. But anyways,
If this is a glow, we missed a step.
Neither does Tori. She don't have any before pictures.
No, Felipe doesn't have any before pictures.
But
I'm talking about, I don't think Tori does either.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, so, tells you a lot.
Yeah, so it would have been some regardless of what it would have been something if it wasn't the whole sleeping together and then her running away. It would have been something regardless of what it was. So, Tori kind of just need, like everybody said, kind of just needs to let it go, let it flow, and just leave him, because at this point, this is a train wreck waiting to happen. Because, like Trey said, eventually he's more than likely might end up cheating, even though he hasn't yet. At least that's what I think he alluded to. I don't think he said that verbatim, but so forgive me if I misheard. But I think eventually he might do that, or more than likely will do that, and then it's gonna. Because she's had, I believe she said that she has been cheated on before. So, I mean.
She sussed it out. And that's why he asked the question, well, how did you find out, rather than, well, that was pretty awful. He wants to know how he can cheat in peace without her finding out.
Right. And so, I mean, Tori, okay, girl, you in danger. You in danger, girl.
She in danger. Please. Who else is in danger? Is Nick and Courtney. Nick actually wants any kind of affection, so Adam talking to him nicely, he thought was flirting. Adam, you should have called Nick's name, because Nick is, certainly open to the festivities. Okay? Nick ain't trying to get Courtney to see his 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. That's not happening. And Courtney, we saw your heart dropped when Adam told you that Portland is the Walmart of the West Coast. We saw you. Like you were hurt, but that still didn't turn you off of Adam. Courtney, girl, you are not safe to be around and to tell anything. You let Caitlin's business out. You're letting your slip show that you want Adam all for yourself. And you are going for the jugular. You don't want your husband to sit next to you. Courtney, just leave. Just leave. I'm tired of this. And Nick is a whole problem, but your issues is blocking us from seeing all the problem that is Nick. And the fact that nobody else, what was it, 2 lives ago, I went and I found Nick's RuPaul's Drag Race. He was in full drag. Nobody's questioning Nick. Nobody's questioning Nick's preferences. He was in full drag. So I see what's happening here. The public is coming down on our brothers, questioning them, yet we blatantly see behavior patterns from Adam and Nick, and nobody's doing a whole thesis on them. But Nick is just coasting. He's here for the show and the check. Okay? He's here for the show and the check, and we'll see him on another show in the future, I'm sure. Trey, you want to handle these two?
Get them off my screen. I ain't much to handle. Like, I am. Courtney, it's not getting support that Courtney is like, when she comes on the screen, it's bothering me. She's bothering me now. And you want to talk about microaggressions, like Michelle, like that whole pickleball situation, the stuff she was saying to Marissa, to her face. And Marissa, I'm sorry, didn't have the brain cells catch on what was going on. Like, it was wild to me. It was wild to me. And Nick is no fool. I think he sees what's going on, but he's going along to get along. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go along to get along with this, because he's been on a few shows. He knows how this edit is about to go. So you're like, you know what? Let me just play the hurt husband victim card for the season. And keep it at that. Keep it like that. You know, because for the most part, he's been steady trying. So it makes me have to question him. Why are you trying, bro? Like, this don't make sense to me. Why are you trying so hard? You know she trash. She thinks you're trash. It's kind of crazy. Everybody else like him. Your own family likes him. You're trying to get everybody to see it your way. What is it are you exactly trying to get us to see? because you're not saying it out loud. You just kind of, she gets on my nerves when she talks like this. And then if you challenge her, oh my God. Like,
Hold
like
on.
it was,
Hold on. Courtney did not set up that question game with Nick. That was producer
yeah,
activity.
yeah,
Every
that's show
activity
stuff.
they did was producer activity. They could have
Yes.
decided. And when we get to our last couple, and we're going to keep it kind of brief on Courtney on Nick, so we could get to our last couple, get to the real fire. Um,
Huh.
Everything was a producer led activity. She don't like that
Yes.
man. She don't want to be around that man, and she
Not at
daggone
all.
sure begrudgingly kissed that man.
And, and then she tried to use that against him by saying, "Oh, but besides that card game, what have you done to get to know me?" I was like, "Wow." I was like, "Wow." That was wild to see. Like, yo, and to the and yes, I think Nick is his own separate problem. But in this particular scenario, what has Nick done? Nothing.
Nick hasn't done anything. Granted, that I don't think that necessarily
No, it
excuses
doesn't.
you, but again, Courtney is so insufferable. We're gonna let her. We're gonna drag her for filth and let Nick slide on by because he is sliding on by. Courtney is up there. She's probably maybe one of the worst contestants of MAFS history in terms of like how insufferable you can be. She's up there. She gives Michelle a run for her money, and I couldn't stand Michelle for nothing. But Courtney is beating them. But Nick, the problem is Nick he's so media trained and he's so reality show trained that he knows that this is a springboard into a whole nother ecosystem of shows and opportunities, and he's not gonna mess that up. And so I can see why Courtney is a little bit fidgety because she's like, bro, if you had any self dignity, you would actually check me for how I'm treating you. But you let me dog walk over you because you know that that's going to probably give you a better edit and a better look in terms of the viewership. And so I don't care nothing about Courtney. Again, one thing about Easton, I don't like insufferable people, especially insufferable women. But Nick, man, that boy, he is playing a game and he is so performative that I can't root for him either. And brother, just pack it up. Just because he to me that shows that he has issues too. Because bro, why are you on so many reality shows? Why are you like letting her walk all over you without having any level of defense or standing up for yourself? Like you went to MIT, you got this job, you doing all this other stuff. Like what's going on with you where you got to continue to do this? And so I'm landing my plane there. Courtney's insufferable, but Nick, I don't have any sympathy for you because you are just as performative as you're the type of performative that Paul Brunson and them should have been checking. But hey, that's neither here nor there.
You see, you answer your own question. He's smart enough not to do that. He's paying attention to what's going on around him, and he's smart. It's almost like the same Devin and Caitlin situation. He is smart enough to look at what's going on. He know this whole situation's cooked, but he's not about to get out there and potentially put himself in a situation to look crazy himself. So he's going to play the wounded role. You know, it's a little performative, but it's smart.
Mm-hmm. Ari, what are your quick thoughts so we could get to Sean and Nikki? And we'll have Phil, and then we'll get to Sean and Nikki.
I think everyone said most of it pretty much. The only thing I will say is that honestly, I don't think Devin was all that wrong when he said what he said to Courtney. I mean, maybe he could have pulled back a little bit after a while because knowing that he wasn't getting anywhere with her because she wasn't gonna acquiesce to anybody, regardless of who it was coming from. So She just wanted to be right to be right. So he could have pulled back after seeing that she wasn't getting anywhere, but he wasn't wrong. She's not, especially when to me she proved his point when she whipped out her phone and started texting people in front of his face. Like, come on now. But again, she wasn't gonna acquiesce, regardless of who it was. So he should have just called it quits. But other than that, yeah, that's all I got.
Phil.
Little Miss January the 6th is whack. She is an energy vampire. Nick can't share nothing in the group because she's always sucking the energy out of it. Only one person can be on the gurney at a time, and it is always Courtney. She is the wackest thing ever. When she met with her family, okay, say something bad about him so I can know something's bad about him too. She is neurotic. The girl needs help. I suspect she's had some type of a schmoosha behavior in her past relationships, but she is a energy vampire. It's always a complaint. It's always what I'm not getting. And he couldn't even share anything with me. Yeah, because you make everything about yourself. Yo, Little Miss January is 6 is super whack. She gets the wackest person on the show award. Get her off the screen. I'm with Trey and I'm with the experts. He is media trained. I'm going to let her look like the villain so I can make my way to the next show if need be. But Courtney is super whack, yo. Super whack. And to have such my mom and dad and such a strong family, I would think she would have a little bit more confidence. But the girl is just whack, yo. The muscles ain't did nothing but make her whack.
Muscles made her strong whack.
It's the steroids.
Ooh, not the roids. Wait a minute. Is that
she's
the
always roid raging? That's why she's always.
I was trying to say, is she ward raging? Because I've seen it, and it's given. I'm seeing correlations. I've seen some people. I've seen correlations here.
This is all allegedly, y'all. We're just speculating.
Yes, alleged ward rage from Super Whack.
It's a soft ward rage. How about that? It's soft ward rage.
Allegedly.
It's heavy.
Right.
Allegedly.
It's heavy allegedly.
What's not alleged is that you came out here in your towel asking your wife to show up in a particular way. Now, I'm going to give you all a glimpse into what I do for the members. I'm going to give you all a glimpse, okay? I took photos of the entire conversation and put it together so my members could see exactly what it is. He said he wants to treat this like a real marriage. It's also part of showing up as a wife. I need release of some tension. And it's for her to show up for his needs. Okay? Him to show up for his needs. Yes, I had to show him in the towel, y'all, because he looked like, if you down for it, I could drop this towel right now and you could get to work. Sean, I appreciate that the conversation needs to be had. Okay, if you're in a relationship with someone, it needs to be had. You need to talk about how y'all are going to pleasure each other and the boundaries of it all. But sir, no shirt. She asked you to keep your shirt on. Nikki, why are you telling this man it's reasonable? What he's asking for is reasonable. She asked him to keep his shirt on. Come on now.
We're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to do that.
I'm doing that.
That was weeks ago. Now
that was weeks ago. She said she was y'all. She said she wasn't gonna do nothing sexual, nothing. She wasn't gonna push the emphasis, none. But I see you in the moo. Oh, and you straddling me. Where they do
That's
that
where
at?
I'm going next. Nikki, you cannot give this gentleman who has been speaking about physical pleasure since he met you. You can't give him not even the space to have any inch on you. And you straddling him, you roasting his chestnuts? Sorry, this ain't it. This ain't it. He will take that to the nth degree. And that's what he did the next morning. He showed up. Now, here's my question, Sean. How you learn how to tie them knots up? because those are real well done. The way you tied her up, the way you put the ropes together. Sean been out there in them streets, y'all.
He
Sean knows
is.
what's going on.
He do.
So, Easton, you go ahead. I said a whole lot of spicy last night in the member live. Go ahead, Easton.
I come here just to set the table of how week one, when everybody's like she don't like the man, and I do believe it was myself and Trey. We said that she do like him. She don't like him publicly. He would be a great side Negro. He would make a great uh I'm never gonna show you. You're never gonna see the light of day, Negro. But he ain't the guy that she then hyped her friends up to. This is the problem. Like, if you didn't heard, Nikki is very pretentious, so she didn't told her girls like, "Yeah, girl, I ain't dealing with him unless he 6'5", chocolate, got $500,000 in the bank, and that's what she just sold her friends on." And you see Sean, who's 5'6", he's not he's not the doctor that she thought he was, and he doesn't necessarily match all of he doesn't put the bill that Nikki has been telling all of her friends and family and everybody else who is willing to hear it. Like, he doesn't fit that. So that's why she's really big on the emphasis of like, after the show and after this and after that, she do like the dude, she don't like him like that. And what she's trying to do is be able to control how and when and the discretion of what she's going to do visibly in front of everybody. Because now she knows she getting recorded. She can't take that back. The fact that she was over here that gave that man that ugly look. Yeah, she in the moo. She in the moo over here straddling my boy. I get it. I know that every time we get on these conversations about sexual agency and what you gonna do for your partner and all of this other stuff, it becomes basically everybody dog whistling for essay and grape and, oh, he's trying to do this and he's trying to coerce her. No, you not this to over here sell me short in the public's eye, but be doing all this other stuff privately. Not gonna happen. And Sean is clocking that because she's being very performative, or I won't even say very performative. She's being very secretive with how she truly feels, because the crowd, the people who are online, are more up in arms than Nikki is in this whole time conversation. She ain't even upset about the fact that he said about wifely duties. But what you gonna hear here in a second, the sisterhood gonna be like, wifely duties. Oh my God, the wifely duties. No, the issue is that Sean is basically getting pushed all the way up to the edge, and Nikki gets to control unilaterally how he gets to operate within this realm of sexuality. When in reality, he knows that she's kind of feeling him and she's willing to do whatever. But the fact of the matter is the cameras are on, and she done told everybody around her that she could never see herself with somebody like Sean. But she's slowly starting to dig in, and she likes him a little bit more. And so now we get to this point where Sean is like, I have these urges, and it's because somebody is moving the goalpost closer, yet again controlling when I can score in a touchdown. And so I'm gonna land the plane there, but we gotta stop doing that. Where when these conversations come up, especially with the black man, because we did it last time with KB and Edmund, and y'all was up here, you trying to coerce her, and he trying to assault her, and I'm like, brother, he literally is having a conversation to set the boundaries of the realm of their relationship, because it seems like one person is continually pushing past them or setting them and then continually moving them, but then it has an issue whenever somebody wants to have clear and outline situational awareness of what's going to happen or what's to be expected. Because I don't completely disagree with Sean, like, hey, we need to know what's going on.
It's also the way he frames it. Is there any way you can see in the near future us pleasuring each other? It's the way he was saying it and it came across.
Did you hear
Again, there's a way to talk about, and we did it last night on the member live. There's a way to talk about the boundaries of the pleasure. And ladies, we know straddling a man on a couch, picnic bench, in the front or back seat of the car. I'm calling all of y'all out. Y'all know what straddling a man gives him an indication of. We're not going to do it if we feel nothing for him. We're not going to do it. There is no amount of coercion in this world that's going to tell me that Nikki is coerced into straddling Sean. Ain't no way. She is very much, she will say, no, how about you pleasure yourself? She is very much telling him, sleep on the couch. She is very vocal. So something's going on here. Something's going on here that we are not seeing and not privy to. That Nikki is just, why are you straddling this man? We missed a whole thing. How did she move back in the house? Because Nikki moved out. Nikki moved out. How did we get back in? How did we reconcile? Where are we? But we're straddling him now that we came back into the house.
She never left.
She took her bags. We saw her take her bags.
She came right back. She never left. Somehow.
You say she went downstairs or she went outside the door and came back in?
Sean is for sure a freak, but he's definitely getting the sexual deviant edit. Let's stop the cap. He is for sure a freaky frog, but that brother is getting a sexual deviant edit like nobody's business. And to me, his line of questioning, or at least his line of thoughts, is not that wrong, because whenever he asked her, like, if you like, I forgot the actual word verbiage of how he asked her the question, but she's like, well, if you like somebody, are you gonna let that prevent you from taking it there with them? And she said no, which is his point exactly. If you really like the person, you ain't gonna have no issue with doing something like that, or moving pursuing them intimately like that. But she's sending mixed signals. She's saying, one day I like you and I'm willing to like try this. And then the next day she's like, okay, I'm not wanting to do this. And I'm saying, like, hey, if I'm Sean, I need clear boundaries on what we gonna do and what we not gonna do. And especially if we're gonna be married, because again, we're in an experiment and people need to start acting like they married and stop being like, hey, we treat everything else like it's traditional, but now we're gonna be like, oh no, y'all, we gotta that's off the table.
There are two types of people: those who are jumping into this as we are married, so we should be acting as longtime married people. And there's some people that come into this, I have married a stranger and I need to get to know who married me before we act like we full grown married. Phil.
Okay, I have a lot to say about this couple, but I'm gonna make it brief. One, I agree with Easton on some points, and I don't agree with Easton on some points. Easton, I do think this is the type of man she will go for in the dark and not let her friends know about. And I'll need the ladies to help me out with this, because I am a low-key misogynist. My supervisor tells me that all the time, that I'm a misogynist.
I too.
I don't think it's particularly wrong that Sean wants to have sex with Nikki. Sean, you are definitely thirsty for Nikki. He's definitely thirsty for Nikki. Admit it. Nikki is an attractive woman. Nikki look good. She was on Buddy with her moo-moo on. It wasn't nothing for him to hike that moo-moo up a little bit more and go to work. I don't think that it is wrong if a man is attracted to a woman and we're in this some sort of relationship posture as Married First Sight is. I don't think that it is wrong for him to make sexual innuendos or inquire about how physical they can get. However, I think Sean, you have to respect her boundaries, because he is being painted as a sexual deviant. And I don't like that, because I don't think that he's not forcing her to do anything. He's inquiring. And I, even with the rope thing, my first thought when I saw the census thing, I was like, okay, it's cool. But then when he did the tying up thing, it was too much. Like, instead of tying her up, he should have gave her a foot massage. Like, Sean ain't got no game. That's the thing. Sean just ain't got no game. She don't like him because he's short. And she speaks to him like she is an HR representative, because I wanted Sean to pick up when he asked her that question. You said, Easton, like, if you were attracted to the person, would you have a problem with it? She ain't that attracted to you, dog, to just go ahead and do it. You got to work your way up to them draws. And she not there yet. I don't like when I've been seeing some comments, and I have been hearing women, and particularly Black women, say, oh, he just moving too fast and he just doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, if a man is attracted to you, he's gonna hit on you. He's gonna want to be close to you. He's gonna want to touch you. He's gonna want to be intimate with you. Yes, that is what a man is want to do, especially if he is not gay. And like Corinth, he's saying he not gay. He like women. He like women. He want to be with this woman. I think Nikki needs to be honest with Sean and say, no, I'm not sexually attracted to you. And just keep it like that. You are sending mixed signals. And when he makes a move, maybe he made the wrong move, like Elsa said, being in a damn towel. Too much, Sean. Again, too much. The ropes, too much, dog. But a man who is attracted to a woman and we claim that we are married and we're doing this experiment, I'm going to try to get them draws too. Nikki is an attractive woman with good legs, baby. He trying to get them draws.
But that was an activity set by the experts, okay? That was the same activity everybody got. Everybody got this, not everybody, but we know at least Michelle and Cameron got the census test. Okay, we know Adam and Marissa and Courtney and Nick got the questions. They got the census test, which is the feeding and the other stuff. Nikki can say no at any time.
Yes,
she can say no, I don't want to be tied up to do this other part.
That was the key. The tying up, we've all seen him do the census test, but the tying up took it to another level. And even when I can remember when he pulled her garter off, it was just like too much, dog. She not feeling you like that. Instead of like, he could have like played with her with the whip. Tying up was too much. He should have gave her a foot massage. He should have switched it up. I don't think they would have stopped it and said you have to tie her up.
Right.
If he should have. I want Sean to use his brain. He's so smart. He's a PhD. He's a vice president of a college. Like, dog, use your brain with this woman. It's like y'all trying to both outsmart each other and you're not using your brain. She is. You're not. I need him to dial it back and just say, yes, I'm attracted to you. Don't try to like perpetrate a fraud just because she turns you down, dog. Be like, yes, I'm attracted to you. I think you're a beautiful woman. I think we can really have something special. It's just he ain't got no game. Where is Sean's friends? I need him to have some friends, some black male friends to teach him some game. Trey, teach the man some game. Easton, bring him to the front. Teach him some game.
His mentor told him to leave the G-string at home. So,
yes, but I just want women, and I'm not trying to blame women. No means no at all times. When she said it earlier, like, I don't want to go this far. He was like, is this not a conversation we're going to have? Just respect that conversation with her and just leave it like that and just try, to woo her. And I think that's the part that's missing. It's not romantic. It's like they have very robotic conversations. It's no romance in there. Maybe we're not seeing it because she did straddle him, but I just think Sean ain't got no game and she just don't want to be with a short man.
It's very interesting to me that they showed us the whole straddling scene, but we got no audio. No audio. We know he was kissing all along her neck to the shoulder. We know the lips were moving and a conversation was had, but production kept it mute.
We heard the whole conversation in the kitchen, so there is audio. So you're right about that.
There is audio, and we didn't get to hear it. I wouldn't say so because I think production is playing in our face. Because I don't know what is being said, I don't know what Nikki is given permission for. We're just seeing actions. They're making Nikki look wild and crazy out here. They're making Sean look wild and crazy out here. There is a reason we do not hear what they're talking about. And they could be talking about the limitations. They could be talking about, hey, sweetie, how about we take, how far can I take it? And Nikki responded, we don't know. We don't know. But here's the thing. What we do know is Nikki is giving him as much as she's comfortable with. And now he is having a conversation. How much further can we do this? This is the next step for me. Are you okay with it? It's his word choice. It's his word choice for me. I have no problem with the M word at all, but it's his word choice. Is there any way in the future you see this? And then when she kind of like, oh, how about you do it yourself? Now you're saying that's how you need to show up as a wife. I have needs for release. Sean, I need you to pump the brakes because you're going too far. Trey, what are you thinking about Nikki and Sean?
Nelson, I didn't think about this until we got off our live last night. You question, how did Sean know how to do the BDSM tie? That's exactly what it was. They did it perfectly. You know what? I didn't realize what I noticed about the whole scene. How did Nikki know where to put her hands in the perfect position for that particular tie?
Because it's not just putting your hand behind the back. Oh,
no,
so I heard.
She put her hands in perfect position for what that tie calls for. And it didn't hit me until I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. It went too well. I said this last week. Well, we both, like Issa said earlier, she said that too. That's her favorite position. She said that. Her words. Sean matches her mentally. This is probably the first guy she's come across to check her in the way she thinks she probably likes to be checked. And also, he matches her freak level. They are on the same freak level. The same. So, this is why I said last week, it's disgusting. She's disgusting herself for liking some aspects of Sean the way she is. She's just mad about the packaging. But everything else, she's liking because, I'm sorry, you're right. In the beginning, she did say, hey, I want you to keep your shirt on. Okay, that was weeks ago. Now, all of a sudden, it's okay for him to come out in his towel and have a whole conversation with you. Elsie, you've been saying this, and we got to say it again. There's some extra mess going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing between these two. Things have escalated more than what they have been portrayed as. Okay? They are all playing in our faces with this particular edit they're trying to give both of these people. They're making them look crazy, and they're making us look crazy talking about them because it's giving exactly what they want, the ratings. Give them exactly what they want. But this is just funny to me. They are so, I said this for weeks on end. These two are perfect for one another. I don't wish them on anybody else but themselves. Because they are both problems in their own right. Both of them. Both of them are problems in their own right. But honestly, it probably won't happen, but I think they actually belong together. I do think they actually belong together. I truly think that. No matter what we might think of and how they see them, or how we choose to see them, we also got to say that. Like, a lot of this is on us watching this. We're making choices to choose how we want to see these people to prove our own narratives in our own heads. Because I'm sorry, I can't come to the defense for a person who says one thing, yet I see you doing actions that goes against what you had just previously said. I'm sorry. You made some hard boundaries that none of this will never happen with Sean. And the next thing I see, you still kissing on this man. You still hugging on this man. You're riding this man in the middle of the night. And that camera, let this keep you real. There is a difference between Nikki on camera than versus Nikki off camera. And that camera that's inside of the shared apartment, we know this. Y'all got to remember, I'm quite sure that they tell them that camera is there. You know it's there, but let's be for real. It is real easy to forget that camera is placed up in that corner. especially when camera people's not there every day. You get used to them, so you put on for them. It's real easy to forget some little camera that's up in the corner of the room is not there anymore, and then the real you start coming out. Because that made no sense to me. All of a sudden, she riding him in the middle of the night, and he kissed it all up on her. And then you notice the camera cut. We didn't get the whole sequence of what happened there.
It's also easy to forget when it's feeling good too.
Listen, Sean, and you know why, Sean? I can guarantee. I think in the sequence, those that happened probably one after another. You know why Sean got up that next morning and asked her that question about, the M? You know why? He got some second base action that night before on that couch. He got some boob action. He was all up in them boobies. It's probably why the camera all of a sudden just cut.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold the anatomy class, please.
Hey, it's just boobies.
Somebody was on the one person was the person getting pleased in the whole scenario, and it wasn't Sean.
Now she was tipsy. Oh my God! You see these excuses that we're coming up with?
Don't do the tipsy thing. Please don't do that.
I said I got upset about this last week. I'm about to get set off again. Hold on. I hate when people play revisionist history. Remember last week, Nikki played revisionist history about a whole scenario that happened while her and Sean was out, and it took two other people that was standing right there to say, "Hold on, that's not how we remember things. That's not what happened actually." Now we all in the comments. We play revisionist history for what we see. Are we serious right now? That bothers me.
That's the sisterhood.
That bothers me. Don't play revisionist history with it to fit your own little narrative because you feel some type of way. You better open your eyes and pay attention to what you actually seeing. And they're both. You can make this argument that they're both discussed in different ways. In different ways. This is why I keep saying they actually belong together.
They've
Now,
been
keep
doing
these two together.
they've been doing things behind the scenes, and there's no way Nikki is straddling this man if she's not comfortable with him.
So
No
things
way.
are going on. I'm telling
Can
you,
I
he
answer
matches
this
up
one
mentally.
question?
Yeah, she keep asking about it. They belong together for sure, but
Yeah,
Phil
go ahead.
said-
Hold on. Go ahead, Phil.
That's the question I wanted to answer. Why do I think they belong together based upon what? Age, educational attainment, professional attainment. They are looking for the same thing. Both of them want to be parents. I appreciated Sean saying, I'm open to adoption. I want to have children. That's why they belong together. You're a highly successful, educated woman. He's a highly educated, successful man. Sean, and we have had this argument with these same people on Kojo's channel. If Sean was 6'3", she would not have a problem with that man. Looks matter, and what Nikki did was she played herself when they asked her, "Would you be open to a short man?" Yeah, I'm a sapiosexual. No, you're not. You wanted a tall man. You should have just said you wanted a tall man, and we can get with you on that. You wanted to play political. She wanted to play the politic game and give the politically correct answer. No, you want somebody tall. You want them tall. You like them thick. You like them thick. That's cool. That's why they belong together. If you put them on paper alone, you look at these two black people, similar in age and everything. Yes, they belong together. I guarantee you, if Sean was 6'1" or even 5'11",
5'9". If he was 5'9", it wouldn't be an issue.
It would not be an issue with that man.
I give him 5'8". I give him 5'8". It still would be an issue.
You're seeing it. This girl keeps seeing it from your point of view, from like Nikki's point, or from a women's point of view. She liked that man. I don't know what to tell you, Corlin. She liked that man, and it is what it is. You trying to be like, she's so accomplished. She's so accomplished, and she's so pretty, and she's just as pretentious and rude as he is.
Listen,
both the same level of bougie.
Corlin.
Hey yo, Easton, speak on it. Speak on it.
I'm telling you, they two peas in the pod. They would be. I could see them judging people over mimosas right now. They be judging people all the time. But
I saw all that pink and green with her friends in that audience.
I said,
Yeah,
yeah,
AKA.
you for sure, AK. Yep.
For sure. Hey, it's true. It's true. Yeah,
She
I
likes
done
that
dated enough
man.
of.
He just doesn't. She's already set the table for all of her friends that she's not gonna
Yeah.
date somebody who looks like that. But now she got
Mhm.
feelings for him, so she can't let all them. She can't be like, "Oh, homegirl, you know, I just fell for him." No, she just said years and years. She just sat on the sideline and
Yup.
either dated some ballers or preserved herself, and now she can't be like, "I'm with a
No,
gooba."
listen, the
He's with a
experts,
dad bod without a dad bod. He does
the
not make
whole,
250. He
no,
does not.
probably want 150, 200. But the problem is that the experts, I saw this little, the experts played in her face. The experts didn't play in her face. The experts tested her gangster because they gave her just about everything she said she wanted. They gave it to her. Everything that she said she wanted,
Facts.
they gave it to her. So they tested her gangster. And she ain't that gangster. Because she folded for a shot on national television. It's crazy. Crazy work.
Well, the thing is, yes, she is folding a little bit for Sean. Yes, I could see where y'all are saying jealousy because he's saying, oh, she ain't that bougie in her place and all that stuff. But again, people are at different levels. Again, we are different levels. I have, one residence. My husband has a couple, but it's further out, further in the country. That is not going to negate the fact that he has two houses. Okay? That is not going to negate what success he has. There is professional jealousy. I have experienced that professional jealousy with a significant other. Not now, but there I can see where that can come in. But they're not competing on a professional level.
They're
These
not.
two are competing in a relationship level, trying to one up
Control.
each other.
But
And
Exactly.
when
Elfrid, can I interject for 1 second?
Go ahead.
I think when I see them argue, I think what Sean and Nikki don't like about each other is that they can match each other intellectually.
Yes.
Like Sean, he doesn't yell, but he can. Like I remember when they were in the
Yeah,
pool on
so
the honeymoon, he asked her a specific question and she gave that whack answer. And then when he questioned her about that whack answer, oh, you're attacking me. I don't like how you talking to me. Like I
what an
think
attack.
I think Sean may be the first man or maybe one of few men that he's gonna ask you your question. It may come off a little rude or whatever, but he's not raising his voice and she's not used to that. She's not used to a man to me matching her energy because
Exactly.
Nikki she speaks like she's an HR representative all day. Yeah, sure. She's agreeable to everything. But I feel like you were making me feel intimidated. Like she calls the man aggressive at that group dinner. Like she said a lot of things. I think she is upset that he can compete with her intellectually.
Yes. Well, you know what? She's upset, but she likes it at the same time. It's weird. It happens like that at times.
It's the control. It's the control because when you're dealing
Yeah.
with somebody who might not be as intellectually on par as you are, typically it tends to be like a control thing. But both of them are vying for control because Sean is over here trying to move. Normally, he could probably maneuver with a weaker person about the whole wifely duties thing, but Nikki ain't going for that. And the
I
same, huh?
I think Sean wants a woman to be in control and he wants to be the one tied up. I'm sorry.
Maybe,
Could be. Could
could
be.
be,
You know what I said
maybe.
last night?
If y'all missed the member live, we were real live about it.
Could
Y'all,
be.
let me give Ari the space to give her
Yes.
views on
Yes, our
these
lady
two.
Ari. Thank you. Yes, our lady.
Um, I think everyone had different aspects of what I was thinking. Um, I think they have, and I'm gonna steal a little bit from Coach again, but they got big ass egos. Sorry for the French. Pardon my French for a second, but they got big old egos, and they're clashing way too much because they're two sides of the same coin. Um, and so because of that, he don't like to be challenged. He don't like to be challenged, not at all. I agree with Phil that he called her out and she didn't like that at the pool when she wasn't specific enough. He could have worded it differently, but because he does word things like he's a professor in the classroom somewhere, and so I agree with Phil. I don't think she likes that man physically. I do think that there's something going on behind the scenes. I just don't think that it's because she actually likes the man physically. I do agree that she likes aspects of him, just not the physical part. And so I don't know. That's where I kind of differ with El Cid and Trey and Easton. So I don't know. Trying to think. Where I do agree with El Cid though is that when he said that's how wife shows up, basically, it does come across like that's what you have to do, and which is basically AKA that's a wifely duty. That's how it came off. It really did. Maybe he didn't mean like that, but that's how it came off for sure. And that's a bad look because like now you're saying I'm forced to do this because that's what you want all 100% of the time when a woman might not be in the mood and she might be going through, I'm not sure where she is in her journey of being a woman, but if she's still in the childbearing age where she has a monthly period, she might not want to do anything like that at the time. So to say that I have to do something, that's weird. I'm sorry, but that's weird. So, I mean, and even if she isn't in that stage of life, she's in a different stage of life entirely, like either peri or postmenopausal, she still might not want to do anything. So, I don't know. I think it's still kind of weird to frame it like that and then not expect her to have that viewpoint.
Carlin, Nikki don't let stuff go. I
She
would agree
doesn't.
with you. Yes, women would to just let stuff go and be dignified and remain and keep your poise as a lady. Nikki ain't afraid to tell him at the dinner table and outside while wearing his jacket. I don't think she is, carrying on. And if she's being edited to look crazy, it's production.
Right.
We can only talk about what we see, but we also know what we don't see on many of these shows. We've watched as many shows or more than Nick has been on, but they are editing her to look wild. Because all of a sudden, Nikki stopped fighting this man, stopped going at him, and now all of a sudden we see her straddling him. I have whiplash because I don't know where that came from. And that tells me poor editing. And it tells me stuff is happening that we're not seeing. And so they're editing they're doing a disservice to the editing of both Nikki and Sean. They should not be showing Nikki as accepting this man in any capacity, and Sean keep on begging. Cause Sean don't have the nerve to ask her for more if we didn't see that scene from the night before.
And
He would
people
just
need
be
balance.
creepy and just asking. Now we realize, wait a minute, could he be asking because he getting a little bit, and every
Bingo.
little crumb
Yeah,
he
yeah.
getting closer and closer?
Yeah, because she's doing whatever, I mean, behind the scenes and it's giving him mixed signals.
Every time Sean's saying stop playing like you like acting like you don't like me and stuff like that, he not saying this just out of the blue. He's saying this because she's doing certain things that we're probably not seeing on as a viewer that's also encouraging that behavior. Again, us as spectators and viewers are more upset with the whole wifely duty comment than she was in the midst of it. And she's made it a point to whenever he does say something that is out of pocket or that she doesn't like, she's willing to be combative about that and defend herself. So the fact that she's not defending herself tells me a lot of things that I need to know. I get it. Sean is unlikable. He's writing a book. Y'all gonna give that man 1 star on his Amazon book whenever it launches. you hold Nikki in high regard because of the sisterhood effect, but we do this every year, and it's embarrassing at this point. Nikki is just as culpable in her demise as Sean is. Now the editing isn't helping them out either, but we got to be more balanced. But every time it's a black man and a black woman, it's like the black woman can't do no wrong, and the black guy, oh, he's a degenerate. We did that with Edmund and KB last time, and meanwhile, we find out that she was a whole crash out. And what I tell y'all about Nikki last week, we're gonna see her crash out a little bit, and then we're gonna see her. She liked that man.
So I wasn't mad at the wifely duty comment because I didn't take it like you have to do this because don't look at me like that.
Coming out. That's a misogyny coming out.
Okay, but I didn't take it as, oh, your wifely duty is to give me pleasure right here, right now. I took it as a wife, you are to please your husband, as a husband is to please his wife. That's how I took it. Likewise. When I heard the statement, he was saying, he was giving other options other than sex, because we do know adults have sex. You know, when he was mentioning the mutual master and, you know, maybe a little give and take, a little 69 action or whatever, and he said it's a wife's duty. I didn't take it like, oh yeah, come over here. And, you know, that's not what he said. That's not what I heard. Or, you know, maybe it's the man in me, because it could be the man in me, right?
It's the man in you.
But here's the thing.
It's only because Sean said it. That's the only reason why it is. Because just like I listen, it is your partner's. I'm gonna change the verbiage and watch how this sounds. It is your partner's duty to provide pleasure and comfort to your partner.
You said partner's duty.
Yeah. That means me as a husband, it is my job to make sure my wife is pleasured. It's my job. I take that on as a husband.
It's a job.
If I am failing in that duty, she has the right to call that out.
Duty and job.
I'm just saying, but still, we now we're arguing about the word and verbiage of it again. Either way, if I am not performing my husbandly duties, however you want to call it, does she not have the right to call me out?
She does.
And she will.
But you don't have the sisterhood operate. The sisterhood operate. It's good for me, but not for we.
I'm not operating. I'm not going to operate on the sisterhood. What I'm going to operate on is that Nikki climbed on. She did that, rubbing of the chestnuts, and realized that they ain't much there, and she want to climb off, and she want to get on. Again, if you was rubbing on the booty. If you were rubbing on the booty and doing anything right,
I ain't gonna let you get away with that one. I ain't let you get that off. I ain't let you get that off. Nah, you ain't getting that one off. That was wild.
He does not have a tool and a tool belt.
That was a wild statement you just made. Okay. It is erroneous and it is unfounded. Okay, nah, you ain't getting that off.
Can I ask I got a quick question and a comment. I forgot their names, but MAFS Nashville, the beauty queen, and the dude that she was with.
Eris and Jasmine?
Yes.
When he was not feeling her physically, ladies, all of y'all were in the chat saying, why don't he like her? Why don't he like her? It ain't nothing wrong with her. Why he don't like her? Why he not into her? I think we're kind of saying the same thing for Sean and Nikki. So what's the difference then?
The belly.
That man 40. They 46 and 47. If you don't get into this dad bod and
hold on. Hey, Phil. Now let him rock with that. Now you say it's the belly for Sean. Then what was it for Jasmine? Because we know what it was, but actually I was the only one that was brave enough to say it. But I remember. I said she was facially challenged, and y'all thought I was crazy for saying that. But it was the truth.
You are crazy because she won a lot of crowns with that face.
And what that mean?
That means somebody find it beautiful.
Yes, I understand. In her region, that's cool. but she was still to him facially challenged.
That's what the lights out do.
Now you see what I'm talking about? Then
Real
Nikki
quick,
did turn the lights out and get a post out there, roast them nuts,
real
roast
quick,
them.
real quick,
Come
everybody.
on now.
Shout out to Elsie for bringing up the point that they did go on a double date, because everybody was in the chat saying that he didn't even take on a date, he didn't even court her, and this goes to the editing, because we didn't even see the double date between Mecca and or Mecca and Belle Jolie and Sean and Nikki.
We had to hear about it.
We had to hear about it. So again, a lot of times we're making these thoughts and based off of the editing that they're giving us. But if you've been watching reality shows for long enough, you know that they piecing things together to make you feel a particular type of way. And again, she liked that man. She just don't like him in public.
I gotta say, Miss Jasmine was chasing that man for the sex. That was happening that season. She absolutely was. And all the women was like, "Why don't he like her? He should give it up." There was, and we all said, now if he would have gave her some deep when he knew he didn't like her, we would have been roasting his behind. But no, he refrained. He's like, "Nah, I don't like it like that, so I ain't about to sleep with her."
Now we have Sean begging to give the D, and Nikki saying, "Not right now. I'm not ready for that."
But does it go back to the argument we always have that women care just as much about looks as men do?
Yes.
And this whole we can work with him if he got a little bit, if he medium ugly, and if he X, Y, and Z, it's all a bunch of BS, as the men have been saying all these years.
We can work on it once the lights are out. You know, like on Lavender Hill. Y'all know what Marcus, darling. The lights were out. Yeah, they can work with it then.
I said this last night. We all have boo-boos in our past. We are old enough, I hope. We all have some boo-boos in our past.
I'm saying some wild stuff, and I'm watching everybody just come for Mecca, come for Sean, come for Nikki, come for a whole bunch of people, Devin. But Adam is out here wilding.
Courtney too, like she out here just being a menace to society.
I didn't finish. Courtney is wilding.
They need to lock her up for real. This is
not just lock her up, but put her underneath the jail. Sorry, I had to say that because she's the one that is the just a straight menace.
What I'm gonna do is a round robin, and y'all could just give me your final thought on this episode. Let's keep it very brief. Let's keep it to a minute, and let's get this together and wrapped up a bit. Ari, what are your thoughts about these 3 episodes?
Sorry if anybody can hear that car blaring in the background, but it just went off. But everyone minus maybe Michelle and Cameron need to just go home, and say no in the next therapy session. And get into therapy ASAP, and they needed to actually put in the work. Now, as far as who supposedly says no to each other, more likely it's Adam and Marissa. Next might be Caitlin and Devin, and the last one might be Tori and Felipe.
Okay, I'm not going to give my thoughts on it because I know who said they're leaving. Trey, what are your thoughts?
Like I said earlier, in many ways, all of these dudes are lame. And in many ways, all of these chicks are cooked. And I meant that. Like each one of them, and for their own separate reasons. They're either all lames or they're cooked. Okay? But for saying that, I'll go out on a limb. So far, from right now, I only think 2 couples make it out. And that's Michelle and Cameron, and actually Mecca and Bella.
Okay, hot take.
I don't think it's that hot. Okay. Kind of lukewarm.
Yeah, well, hey, Easton.
This batch of episodes was really good because it showed you the people are getting a lot more comfortable with each other, but also you're starting to see people's masks slipping in real time. And the ones that you don't see slipping, I just use it as like a baseline of like, are you being authentic or are you not? Like case in point with Nick. There's no reason why you have to self-deprecate yourself so much to Courtney that you are basically a walking doormat. And that's my beef with Nick. Courtney is insufferable the same way as Caitlyn is. But overall, I think that we're getting into a point where it's like the fourth quarter of these relationships. The real big issues are starting to fizzle their way up to the top, and we're starting to see a lot more balanced editing. Typically, at the beginning of shows, it tends to be a little bit skewed towards one person or the other, or one group or one relationship versus the other. Whereas now you're starting to see that everybody is flawed, and you see why they're on this show. Everybody, if you make it onto this show, that means that you failed in some capacity in dating in the traditional sense of things. And so nobody is better than anybody else. Sean or Nikki, Tori or Felipe, any of them. And so I'm glad that we're starting to see the flaws in everybody's dating history or dating, past. And this episode showed us that.
Very balanced answer. Who do you think is calling it quits next week?
I think it's Tori and Felipe.
Okay, before I have Phil give his thoughts, thank you, Sean, Unfiltered. Thank you, Daphne. Welcome, Coraline, to being a L citizen. Thank you, Niece, for gifting the channel. And thank you to Go to Africa. Oh, and thank you to Terry with the Sunday. Sorry, I can't see it on the screen. Phil, what were your final thoughts about this episode? And who do you think is calling it quits next week?
I hope it's Tori and Felipe. The man said he does not want to be faithful and you want a faithful relationship. I hope that she calls it quits. I am definitely enjoying this new season of MAFS. I love the group therapy sessions. I do like the group dinners more. I think that was needed in the past. What I will say is Courtney is super whack. Felipe is definitely whack. I'm only rooting for Belle Jolie and Mecca. Cameron and Michelle, I don't really see that working out in the end because I think he's gonna find her annoying like I do.
Okay, he will find his wife annoying. Y'all, members, tomorrow night is our member live. Tuesday, Trey and I are covering House of the Dragon. Friday, we have our regular Friday. Members, we watch Project Runway together on a Friday night, and then of course we kind of critique it. And we have our live on Saturday. And thank you all who've watched it. It's over 1,000 views already. Project Runway's content is doing very, very well. I am traveling next week. If I am not here, somebody gonna have control of this because the conversation needs to keep going because the next set of episodes comes out on Thursday. Please hit that like button at least one good time. That's the best way to tip the panel and your hostess. And as I always say, I'll see you on the next one.